Hello, hello. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another live stream. Now, this is the point of the stream, when I'm honest with you, and say that because it was Halloween last night, and because we went out, I might have had a little to drink. Now, am I happy that it was an 11:30 stream start and not a 9 a.m? Yes, absolutely. This looks like the GeoRaptor guy. That is true. The music does hype me up as well. It's midday, man up. You're right. Luckily, I have a wonderful girlfriend. You might know her by the name of FPL Pickle. She went and got me a coffee. So we have a coffee here. She also went and got me some bacon. So I've had a bacon sandwich. I've had a coffee. And lucky, I don't have many decisions to make this week. Someone just said alcohol. I've lost that. Where was it? Someone said... alcohol affected decision making. I've already made my decisions. I'm just gonna let the alcohol affect your decisions. No, I'm joking. I'll be all good. And we've already got a super chat actually from MadDan87. It says, hello Ross. Hello MadDan87. Thank you for being here and thank you for the super chat. Would you do option 1 or 2? Porro to GABRIEL, Eze to SAKA, Gyökeres to Beto. I mean, Beto does get minutes. He just stinks. Porro to GABRIEL, Eze to SAKA, Reinders to Enzo, and Gyökeres to Krupi. As long as you don't have to start Krupi on a consistent basis, and here's your 8th attacker, I would go for option 2. If you need to start this player on a consistent basis, I would, rather than Gyökeres, I'd just go for like Foster from Burnley or someone like that. But I would go for 2 as long as you don't have to start Krupi. He's still slurring his words. That's outrageous. So thank you for being here, by the way. I really do appreciate it. We'll have a good stream today. So what I did is I sold Tarkowski, Reinders, and João Pedro for Richard, Sarr, and Mateta. Obviously, it's nice now that the flags have been lifted on Anderson and on Richards, but I will just say that I don't necessarily think that they are both definitely going to start. I think there are just genuine doubts over the pair of them, but they're also so important to their teams. I mean, Anderson in particular, you'd say if they are fit and available, they really should be starting. And you would hope, I suppose, that if they don't start, they hopefully don't come on, in which case... I've obviously got Rodon as well down there as well. And we know what Rodon did to me last week, so I don't mind if he comes off. Even if I get Rodon and Senesi, it's not the end of the world. 2 guys that are decent for DEFCON. They're both playing for decent defences. You never know what you might get. Hi, Raptor. Please deliver. Do not disappoint us. Deliver what? What would you like me to deliver? I am the delivery man. Good morning, mate. Hope you're well. Good morning, Chris. Good to see you, my friend. It says 5 free transfers for me. Getting aggressive. Love it. JP, Gyökeres, Reinders, Tark, Anderson to Mateta, Thiago, Sarr, Timber, Munoz. What a set of upgrades that is. I mean, the only player I don't love selling is Anderson because I think he's actually really good. But getting Timber and Munoz in instead feels great. That's such a nice. Mateta, Thiago, yeah. What a set of 5 transfers. This is like, sometimes I think, I wish it wasn't 5 and we could go back to the good old days of rolling up to 2. But then I also think, it does allow you to have fun in FPL. Like you can be patient, and then attack. And so, yeah, I'll criticize it less than I did when it first came out, the idea of having 5 frees. 22% recovery over here. Yeah, if you didn't see on Twitter, by the way, or X, whatever you want to call it. Whoa. Huge super chat from Bass. Bash, you very kind man. Hi, legend. Love the content as always. Great. Bash, you've just astounded me. Current rank is 80k and 80k and hopefully more of that. Okay, right, you're 80k and you've been very generous. I need to give you good advice here. What do you think of Timber for Porro? Oh, easy. Yeah, I would make that move so quickly you wouldn't believe. Yeah, Timber for Porro sounds great. I already have Gabriel. Yeah, that's fine. Timber Gabriel is like, if you could just pick only 2 Arsenal assets, those are the ones. And who to captain, of course. Thank you, Egg. I mean, at 80k, I'll ask you this question, Bass. Do you want to go and try and win FPL, or do you just want to get a very good rank? If you want to go and win FPL, captain Gabriel, Saka, someone like that, Timber. If you want to just have a very good rank, I'd captain Haaland. Like, if Haaland goes massive and you don't captain him, it will drop you down quite far. So if you want to play protective Haaland, if you want to attack Gabriel, Timber... I mean, I really quite like Walter Marder as a cheeky punt this week if you've got him against West Ham. Very, very kind of you, Bash. You're very, very sweet. Good morning. Hope you're all having a great weekend. We are. Nanaraptor in the chat. Good to see Nanaraptor. I know Nanaraptor probably prefers the Saturday morning early streams, but This is what we were given. Yeah, my recovery is not good. That's not what you want to see, is it? 311 days straight. Look, and then my health monitor, it says out of range. This is why you don't drink alcohol, kids. Don't drink alcohol. Not worth it. I feel worse off for it, you know? I only do it about 3 or 4 times a year. It's probably why I feel so rubbish. Reinders or Van de Ven to start? I'd go Reinders there. If Haaland was a bollard, what would he be? Oh, what a question. If Haaland was a bollard, what would he be? The Norwegian bollard doesn't feel very Haaland. Haaland would be the Liechtenstein bollard. If you know, you know. Bought Gore, Thiago, Mateta, and Saka. Who's Gore? I'm going to come back to that. Thiago, Mateta, and Saka, and sold Wood, Gyökeres, and Gordon. Oh, okay. I don't think it's Thiago, Mateta, and Saka, and sold Wood, Gyökeres, Gordon. Feels good. Would you buy Gabriel Timber for a -4 for Tarkowski, VVD, or Munoz? I never normally advocate taking hits for defenders, but if I didn't own Gabriel and I owned Van Dijk, I would be so tempted to do Van Dijk to Gabriel. In fact, I would do it, I think. Yeah, I think I would do it. I mean, you don't really want to go into this game week without an Arsenal defender, especially someone like Gabriel, so I would probably do that. By the way, little request for those that are already here, thank you very much. I appreciate you. Can you please smash the like button? It really helps. There's only 96 likes, but there's 1,300 people here. So yeah, if you've not liked, please do make sure you do so. Want to bet against 70% EO Semenyo? Yeah, fair. DCL or Rodon, 50k at the moment. Fair play. I'm going to say a controversial statement. I'd say DCL. I see Brighton scoring, and Calvert-Lewin is absolutely rubbish as an FPL asset, right? He will miss chances, but he's getting them. I'd probably go Calvert-Lewin. Is that the crazy weird one with a sculpted head on top? It's just a really like big round one. If you type in Liechtenstein bollard, you can find it. For anyone that's not subscribed to my YouTube channel, I'm going to spam it throughout today because I need all the help I can get. But if you're into geography, GeoGuessr, or you just want to support me, which is absolutely fine, I've just put in the chat my new YouTube channel, which is just called GeoRaptor. So yeah, feel free to go subscribe. Bass, what are you? Bass, stop this behaviour. What? This is the most generous thing I've ever seen. Thank you for the advice, mate, and love to support. Thank you. You don't need to, but you're a legend. You're already a member as well. Started FPL 2 years ago, and last year ended 30k. Fair play. So it's not a fluke this year then. So you're just very good at FPL. You started 2 years ago, 30k last year, 80k now. What's the tips? Give us the advice. Let's hope for more. Captain between Gabriel Haaland and Walter Messi now. Thank you, legend. I mean, Walter Marder would be an absolute Hail Mary sort of insane. Being that highly ranked and captain in Walter Marder would be crazy. I think I would protect. I know that's a really boring bit of advice, but I think I would go Haaland because you might not gain as much, but you're also just limiting the amount that you can be damaged at this stage. Like, you don't need to go and win FPL now. You're in such a good spot. Would be what I would do personally, I think. A paper on the impact of alcohol on Egghead FPL expert. Hello, Eggy. Hello. Good to see you all. Good to see you all. Right. Where were we? Was going to make the exact same 3 transfers as you, but couldn't afford it. That's fair. Should I go Mateta, Sarr, and Alderete Mukiele instead? I mean, if you want to make the same moves, yeah, a Sunderland defender's not that much worse than Chris Richards. I would probably go. I mean, at the moment, Mukiele feels better, but there's always a chance he's pushed out on a consistent basis to right back, in which Defcon's less likely. I think I would still go Alderete, actually. No, Mukiele's better for Defcon at the moment. I don't know. I would go Alderete, personally, for the long term. Like this week, especially when he's just come back from concussion, maybe Mukiele's better. But yeah, I think Mateta, Sarr, Alderete is a nice set of 3 transfers. Is Sesko what? I lost the question. Is Sesko a nibble? I've never even heard of Sesko a nibble. Sesko's good, but he's not an FPL option. I know he's had returns recently, but he's doing a lot of the dirty work and he's distracting a lot for Cunha and Mbeumo. He's dropping in, really nice hold-up plays, brilliant in the air as well, but we're not really creating tons of high-quality chances for Sesko. So I wouldn't say Sesko's a bad FPL asset, but I certainly prefer Thiago and Welbeck from an FPL perspective. I'd love to see Sesko starting to score more and more. Any tips on how to deal with exam pressure? Oh, that's a great question. Any tips on how to deal with exam pressure? I mean, I felt exam pressures, but I would say making sure that you dedicate enough time to doing things that you want to do outside of exams. And I used to say this to Pickle when she had her exams. You need to really, really commit to breaks. Because what people do when they've got exams is they pile on loads of stuff, and they will have breaks, but they'll make themselves feel guilty about having a break. And then on top of that, they won't fully commit to it. And whilst they're having that break, they'll still be thinking. You've got like, when you have your breaks, have a proper break. Like, don't think about work completely. Just put all that to the side. And then when you work, you need to work. You don't want to sort of half-heartedly do both. But dealing with exam pressure, it comes from within, right? Set yourself the expectations. Don't set yourself ridiculously high standards. Just say, I'm going to do the best I can do. But you'll be fine, the judge. And I hope your exams go well. I missed you this morning, but we are still here this morning. Would you take a hit for Calafiori to Gabriel? No. Or overall ranked 700k? And he keeps, I don't know if I want to read that out, Vamos the Egg. Yeah, listen, is Gabriel a better asset than Calafiori? Yes. Would I do it as a free transfer? I'd certainly be tempted, maybe for a free, but I still wouldn't be sure. I definitely wouldn't take a hit to Calafiori to Gabriel, unless you're under the impression that Calafiori doesn't start against Burnley, which I think he will. Bench Reinders or Enzo? Oh, bench Reinders, start Enzo. Yeah. Timbo Slice, 6.2 million rank. I mean, I'm not much higher than you, mate. You're okay. Didn't have Haaland until game week 9. Okay, that would be why then. One free transfer, 0.3 in the bank. Anything you'd change here? Okay, love the defense. Pope, Timber, Munoz, Keane, great. Saka, Semenyo, Enzo, Sarinjai, Haaland, Mateta. Great team. I mean, you've got to be on a green arrow this week. I don't want to jinx it for you, Timbo, but that is a cracking team. Yeah, I don't see how you don't get a green arrow there. It's a great team. And no need to make a transfer there. Leave it. Leave it as is. Very nice. And thank you for the support as always. Hunterico, 4569 says, good morning, Raptor. 56k rank. Why has everyone got such a good rank? What is this? What is happening? Raya Gabriel, Timber Mukiele, Mbemo Sarr, Enzo Semenyo, Gakpo, Haaland, Mateta. Great team again. Gabriel cap for fun or Haaland for safety. I would say the same thing to you that I said to Bass, which is, if you're ranked like top 100k right now, you need to sit there and think like, what do you want from this season? You're in a great position. Do you want to secure an insane rank, try and win your mini leagues, or do you want to go for the top 1k? Do you want to go and try and win FPL? Like, what is it that you want to achieve? If you want to go and win FPL, don't captain Haaland, captain Gabriel. Each week, don't captain Haaland. Like, you've got to do something really big. But if you just want a good rank, I would just play protective at the moment. So if I was 56k right now, I'd captain Haaland. I'll be honest. Stupidly transferred Gabby to Cali last week for bench boost. Do I reverse? You transferred Gabriel to Calafiori. Do I reverse? If it's for free, maybe. I'm wondering if that's who you mean. I guess it would have to be. Only if it's for free, though. Start 2 out of Xhaka, Njai, and Reinders. Xhaka and Njai, and I'd bench Reinders. Hi, Ross. Loved your Halloween costume. It was not great. We went as the minions. There was a group of us. I did not enjoy being a minion. No, it wasn't that bad, actually. Bench Dewsbury Hall, Semenyo, or João Pedro. Leading Semenyo. Dewsbury Hall, Semenyo, or João Pedro. Yeah, I wouldn't bench Dewsbury Hall. I think he's been unlucky recently not to get more. I probably would start João Pedro if I owned him, yeah. Yeah, do you know what? I probably would bench Semenyo. The thing is, though, Semenyo's a bit of a big game player. So I don't love benching Semenyo, but I think you probably are looking at that in that situation. I think your countdown might be out by now. Oh, it is, isn't it? How do I don't know how to even sort that. I can have a go now. Can I... And what's the deadline's at 1:30? I don't know if this will actually work. I don't think I can control it. I think it's pulled in by a... No, I don't know how to change that. If it doesn't fix itself soon, then I'll get rid of it. So ignore the timer for now. It's 1 hour, 45 minutes to the deadline. Sorry about that. Thank you for spotting that, though. Well spotted. You are more observant than I am. Couple of benching dilemmas. 1, Petrovic or Dubravka. I'd start Petrovic probably. 2, start one of King, Paquetá, Senesi. Ooh, I would go Paquetá. He's on pens. Always start the penalty taker, you know? It's nice that I've made my transfers, you know? It's nice that I've made the transfers. And I'm not having to stress about that right now. Elise Helly says, rank 1.5k. Dear Lord, tempted to captain Gyökeres for fun. Yeah, I don't actually mind it. Like, no one else will like that, but I don't mind it. I still probably wouldn't, but you can't tell me that Gyökeres isn't going to at least have a couple of chances against Burnley. So yeah, if you're tempted, I wouldn't say no. Unsure if I should start Grealish or Gakpo. That's a tough one, actually. I would start Gakpo, I think, and start one of Rodon, Van de Ven, or Senesi. Probably Rodon. Yeah, I don't mind Gyökeres cap. I'd start Gakpo and Rodon, but I think Grealish is also fine if you have a preference to him. Pedro to Mateta, done. Very nice. 2 free transfers left. Exact money for Tarkowski to Munoz. Great. And Reinders to Minter. Okay. Do both and 1 free transfer in Game Week 11, or just make 1 and roll 1. I would be tempted to just do the Tarkowski to Munoz move. I don't think that the Brighton-Leeds game is as good for Brighton as some people may think. Like, Leeds are actually a pretty good defence. I think I would just do the Tarkowski to Munoz move, but at the same time, I was pretty happy to get rid of Reinders, so I can understand it. Start one of Reinders or Kudus. I would start Kudus. I too am recovering as I saw Oasis in Australia last night. Very nice. Back to FPL. Should I play a 4-3-3 with Mukiele or a 3-4-3 with Caicedo? Ooh, Caicedo and Mukiele. I would still go Caicedo. He's playing very well. Should get Defcon, as will Mukiele probably, by the way. But yeah, I think Everton will score. So I will lean Caicedo. Enjoy Munoz Mukiele or Enzo Chalobah Richards. Enjoy Munoz Mukiele for me. Khan says, JP has hurt my team value like crazy. Yeah, you're not alone. Is it worth a -4 to get Sarr and Welbeck for Reinders and JP? I have 0.4 in the bank and JP is 7.4 alternatives. Yeah, I like that. You could also go for Thiago as well. I don't have a massive preference between Thiago and Welbeck, but yeah, Sarr and Thiago or Welbeck in for Reinders and João Pedro I think is nice, as long as that's for free. Oh no, you could use that's a -4. Would I take a -4 hit to do that? I probably wouldn't bother. I would just start Reinders and João Pedro. I sold them this week, so they'll probably do well. Yeah, I don't know that that's worth a hit, Khan. Unless, like, again, I was very happy to just get Reinders and João Pedro out my team. So if you're feeling that way, then maybe. But I wouldn't take a hit. Bass with another Bass. What a legend. Bass is just single-handedly supporting me. Yeah, no, I'm joking. Everyone else has been wonderful too. My FPL tips: watch the streams and have fun with the game. Then it's wonderful and follow the gut, of course. I tell you what, a lot of people that do well is always talk about the gut feeling. I think you've got to trust your gut feeling. Then it's lovely every week and just plain fun. Not everyone else has that much fun with an FPL Bass, but you're doing very well. Yeah, I'm glad. Good morning. Bench 1, Caicedo, Enzo, Mukiele. Good morning, Adam. I would bench... I think I would bench Mukiele there. But if you want to spread the risk a bit, apologies, maybe bench Caicedo. I'd definitely start Enzo. Frosty, thank you for the super chat. Apologies. 115k and going to win FPL this year. Triple captain Gabriel. Are you actually triple captaining Gabriel? I should put a captaincy poll, actually. That's reminding me, Frosty. Frosty said he was going to triple captain Gabriel. I thought he was joking. Who are you captaining for Game Week 10? You're actually doing it. Fair play. One thing I will say about Frosty is he's very good at FPL, but also makes moves that I would never have the balls to make. You wouldn't see me triple captaining Gabriel ever. Right. Who are you captaining for Game Week 10? Haaland, Saka, Gabriel, other. Right, there's a poll. Vote on the poll in the chat on captains. Apologies, having a swig of my coffee. I'll be very interested to see the results of that poll. Triple captain Gabriel, mental. Mr. Thor in the chat, good to see Thor. 50 points and a grey arrow for me. 50. I feel like you never have a bad week. I don't know why. I feel like every week you're like, that's a bad week for you. I feel like wife had an utter disaster. What? I can't wrap my head around why your wife always seems to be really have bad luck. This is like me and Pickle. I've always got the bad luck, and she's always lucky. I'm joking. 26. How do you score 26 points? That's so sad. Blank Galore, send her your best wishes. I absolutely send your wife my best wishes, and hopefully she gets as lucky as you soon, Thor. Ticker is 1 hour late. Yeah, I don't know how to fix it. I could just do this, wait, how do I do that? I can just do that for now. Until we sort it. Any wildcard drafts? Yeah, if you go watch my video yesterday, and then skip to the end. I'm not asking you to watch the whole video, but if you go to my video that I uploaded yesterday, the deadline decisions, and skip to the end, I go through a wildcard draft in that. So if you're wildcarding and you want to see what my wildcard draft will be, go watch a bit of yesterday's video. Who would you bring in for Kudus and Van Dijk, 0.5 in the bank? Munoz, Timber, Gabriel. Any of those three are fine. And for Kudus, it'd be Sarr. So in an ideal world, it would be Sarr and Gabriel. If you've already got Gabriel, Sarr and Timber. If you've already got Timber, Sarr and Munoz. Jordan says, bench one of Saka, Minter, Sarr, Cunha, Gordon, Gyökeres, Walter-Mada. Ooh, don't want to bench any of those, really. That's a great team to have. I think you're probably looking at Gordon or Minter, but I think given the West Ham game, I think you've got to bench Minter there. Like, I wouldn't want to bench Cunha because I kind of feel like it's a good fixture for him against Nottingham Forest. Yeah, that's a really tough one. Great attack, though, to have such a benching headache. Hi, Ross. Hello. Cucurella and Grealish and João Pedro to Gabriel and Mbeumo and Krupi for a -4 hit, or Grealish and João Pedro to Mbeumo and Thiago no hit. Mbeumo, Krupi. I like the -4 hit only if Krupi is your 8th attacker that you tuck on the bench most weeks. If Krupi has to start for you, then I would do the second one with no hits. So the first one, as long as you don't have to start Krupi, basically. Not that Krupi's terrible for this week, by the way. I still expect him to start, but I think longer term, you can't have Krupi as your 7th attacker. He would have to be your 8th attacker. Bench boost. Me? Are you telling me to bench boost? Are you asking? Like, I could bench boost this week. Next week looks a lot better, though. As long as Anderson and Richards are fine, and as long as I pick up no issues, I'll probably sell Stack next week and bench boost. That's the plan. At least I think so at the moment. Rich says, I played my bench boost last week based on your content, and with Rodon, Van de Ven, Minter, and Petrovic, I held an extra 498 points. Did you actually bench boost with Rodon and Van de Ven? Ain't no shot. Catapulted me up to 539k, so I wanted to say thanks for the inspiration. You bench boosted with Rodon, Van de Ven. What did Minter and Petrovic get last week? There's no way. I don't know if you're trolling. If that's an actual bench boost, that would be mental. What did Minter get last week? He got 5. And Petrovic got... I'm trying to work out what this score actually would have been on a bench boost. 13, 26. That would have been a 49-point bench boost. I think that's the biggest bench boost I've ever seen. I will take no credit for that if you actually did it. Fair play. My bench will probably get me like 12 points next week. Wow. That's what you need to. That's what I need to turn my season around. I need a 50-point bench boost. It's not going to happen, but that's what I need right now. That would really help me out. Bob, hello Bob, says, should I do João Pedro, Foden and Van de Ven, okay, to Mateta, Minter and Munoz for a -4? Or just play Foden and get Mateta and Richards for free? Oh, there's so much to unpack here, Bob, because I would much rather Munoz than Richards, but I also don't like the hit. And I also think, I've got a bit of a weird feeling that Foden scores. Don't know why. I've got no reason for that. Just a gut feeling. But I do really like the idea of getting Munoz in. I think I'd do the -4. Oh, would I? Damn. Tough. It's a shame you can't get Mateta, Sarr and Munoz. But yeah, I think I would do the -4 just about. But if you prefer to take no hit, then I think that one's fine too. Kaizen says, loving the GeoGuessr content, brother. Thank you very much for all of the support from everyone, by the way, on the new channel. Eze and Munoz or Timber and Sar Im? Ooh, Timber and Sar or Eze and Munoz? Oh, goodness. Timber and Sar, I think. Is bench boost good this week overall in general? Quit, don't quit, noodles, don't noodles. I'm a bit confused. Is the bench boost good this week? I don't mind the bench boost this week, but like a lot of people have Bournemouth against City and Burnley against Arsenal. And I do wonder if there are better weeks to bench boost. But like, if you've got all 15 players that are definitely fit and available, then maybe just do it. Thank you for the super chat. Nicola Gotich says, how we doing, Rossi? I'm good, thank you. Doing Semenyo, Wood, Pedro, Porro, Toussaint, Mateta, Gabriel. Could sell Foden instead of Semenyo, but I'm capping Foden Upper City. I just said I got a good feeling about Foden, so I don't mind it. Yeah, that's a nice set of transfers. Sarr, Mateta, and Gabriel coming in feels good. Zach says, Reinders and João Pedro to Saka, Watermart / Mateta. I was a one of Watermart or Mateta for a hit. Yeah, Reinders and João Pedro to Saka and Mateta for a -4 feels good. Good day, bench Semenyo or Bowen. Doner Kebab in goal. You've got Doner Kebab in goal, and then maybe you do go Bowen. Bowen versus Semenyo, there's not much in it. I wouldn't hate starting Bowen ahead of Semenyo. I don't hate that. Giandre says, hi Ross, 2 free transfers. Do Bruno van der Ven to Mbeumo Munoz or Reinders van der Ven to Xhaka Munoz? Could also just do Van der Ven to Richards, but I really love Munoz. I don't blame you. I love Munoz too. I actually really like Reinders and Van der Ven to Xhaka and Munoz. But I love Mbeumo too. And I guess you'd be having to start. I think the better long-term play is to probably do Bruno and Van der Ven to Mbeumo and Munoz. But I also really like Granit Xhaka. So if you kind of want to keep Bruno, if you don't want to sell Bruno, maybe go for the Xhaka one. I agree though. If you can get Munoz into your team, do it. Bench boost with Dubravka, Chalobah, Xhaka, and Rodon. That's not a bad bench boost, actually, is it? I still wonder, will that look a little bit better in Game Week 11? Probably. Probably look a bit better in Game Week 11. I don't mind that, Caleb. That's not a bad bench boost at all. Like, if you've got, again, if all 15 players are fit, maybe just do it. Easy Gaming says, good morning, my Dorku baby girl. Good morning. My team. Okay, I've got your team. 1 free transfer, roll, send, help. Okay. Great defense. Or defenders. The goalkeeper's not great, but the back three is perfect. Sarr, Gordon, and Jasmine. That's a great team. I mean, yeah, you could sell João Pedro if you had money in the bank and you wanted to, but I wouldn't be desperate to because you've got Mateta. Great team. Roll. Easy peasy. Hopefully you get a green arrow. And thank you for the support. Hi, Ross. Would you do Tarkowski, Pedro, Reinders to Rodon, Sarr, Mateta for a -4 hit? Tarkowski, Pedro, Reinders to Rodon, Sarr, Mateta. It's basically what I did, but Rodon instead of Richards and for a hit. I don't hate it. I don't hate it. Oh, like as a combination of transfers, is it worth a hit? Maybe. Yeah, I don't hate that, VJ. Hi, Ross. Would you do Saliba to Munoz for a -4? If Saliba doesn't play, I also have Alderete and Senesi on the bench. In that case, no. I would just play Saliba. And if he doesn't play Alderete, I'd rather Alderete not take the hit, probably. Just about. Use my free transfer to do Richards to Munoz. Have 2 transfers left. If you just got the money in the bank and the transfers to do Richards to Munoz, maybe. Posh18 has been a member for 32 months. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Then, start Xhaka or DCL? I'd start Xhaka. Yeah, I'd start Xhaka. Oh, my back. Ow. Ugh. I'm an old man. Captain Gabriel over Saka. I don't mind it. Yeah, I don't mind it at all. Is my deadline counter going to be correct at any point? No, it still says 2.5 hours. It's a bit of a shame. The graphic looks a bit weird. Who is your captain? I think I'm going to go Haaland. So the way that I'm viewing this, I think Haaland, Gabriel, Saka's all very close for me. And I just know that I'll just enjoy the weekend more if I've got Haaland cap. Like, if Saka smashes it, great. If Gabriel scores, fine. But if they blank or don't go massive, I just know I'm just going to be sat there stressing over what Haaland's going to do. It's just not worth it for me. Hi, Ross. I know it's risky to leave the bench boost late, but the fixtures in 19 are so good. What are your thoughts? Also, can you sing the Ruben Amorim chant? Not singing anything on stream. Although, my opinion on Amorim recently is gone up. The fixtures in 19 are the same as the fixtures in 15, right? I don't know if you know that, but the fixtures in 15 are identical to the fixtures in 19. So if you're literally, by the way, every team plays the same teams. So if you're wondering about bench boost 19, can you just bench boost 15? I didn't read the rest of your message. Oh yeah, that was it. Yeah, I don't mind it. The thing is though, apologies. You're not bench boosting good. So you say the fixtures are good, right? Arsenal have a good fixture. Chelsea do. City do. Liverpool do. Spurs do. Manchester United do. But you're not bench boosting assets from these teams. You're bench boosting assets from Burnley, who have Newcastle. Leeds, who have Liverpool. Does that make sense? When people look at bench boost weeks, they look at the fixtures overall for the better teams. And that's not the way to do it. You look at the fixtures for the worst teams. So I actually don't think 15 or 19 are that good for a bench boost. One free transfer, 0 in the bank, says FPL Affairs. Tarkowski and Pedro to Richards and Welbeck -4. No. Reinders to Sarr next week. Alternatively, Reinders and Pedro to Sarr and Thiago -4. I just probably wouldn't do any of those. I mean, if you're going to do one of them, probably Reinders and Pedro to Sarr and Thiago is the one I prefer. But yeah, if that was me, I wouldn't be doing any of those personally. I'd just leave it. Start Enzo or Minter. I would start Enzo. By the way, would you recommend Whoop? Yeah, I really like my Whoop. I'm not sponsored or anything like that. It's very expensive though. I think it's like £250 a year for the subscription. Like you get the bracelet. I bought this one. But you get like the standard bracelet for free. Or wristband, I should call it. But the subscription is like over £200 a year, I think it is. But yeah, I love my Whoop. Brian Nash says, hi Ross, enjoy the stream a lot. Thank you very much, Brian. Went big this week. How do I share my team with you? DM would be the best way to share it on Instagram, Twitter, or email it to me, I guess, works as well. But I'm glad you had a good week. That's what I like to hear. Appreciate all the content. Off to work here outside Philadelphia. Big love to you. Big love to you. Thank you for the support. In fact, actually, the United States has always been one of my, on YouTube, it tells you people that, from the different demographics, like age, gender, and then it will have, obviously, location. United States has always been up there, but it's never been, second. This year, it's, comfortably my second biggest, viewing location, which is cool. So, big love to anyone from the US. Hi, Ross. Overall opinion on taking hits. Overall opinion on taking hits. I would take hits if it's a player that I definitely want in the long term. And I think that this is the best entry point for them. And I think I'm going to regret not going this week. And also, if I'm taking out a player that I've completely lost faith in. So if you're taking out a player you've lost faith in, you're bringing a player you know you absolutely want, and you have to do it this week, whether it's due to price, whether it's due to the fixture that they've got, then I would do it. So for example, let's say you are confident 100% that you want Timber, and you're saying, should I do Van Dijk to Timber for a hit? I would say if you're 100% you want Timber for the long term, this is the best entry point. And if you've lost faith in Van Dijk, then maybe do it, for example. So that's sort of what's going on in my own thought process for it. Gyökeres and Anderson to Mateta and Timber for a hit. I wouldn't do that, no. I don't hate that, by the way, Benjamin, at all. I probably would prefer Mateta and Timber, but that's not worth 2 transfers and a hit for me. Tom says, Bruno to Sarr to a full JP to Mateta, or just roll? I would just roll with Bruno and JP, in all fairness. I would. Charlie says, hi, Ross. Hello, Charlie. Reinders and João Pedro to Sarr and Welbeck. Okay, Reinders and João Pedro to Sarr and Welbeck. I don't mind that. Or Reinders and JP to Mateta and Xhaka. 3 free transfers. 0.1 in the banks. Can't double up on Palace. Sarr and Welbeck or Mateta and Xhaka. I think if you have to... God, that's a really tricky one. I'm a big fan of Granit Xhaka, and I think Mateta's better than Sarr. I'll go Mateta and Xhaka, I think, actually. Yeah, I think so. It's a very close one, though, Charlie. Sammy says, Enzo or Semenyo? Enzo history versus Spurs or Bournemouth form? I would go Enzo over Semenyo. Cool, Dan. Also known as MN Chuckster, I think, based on the picture, my friend. Good to see you. You've had a change of name. Cool, Dan. Hi, Ego. Hello. My team. Okay, I've got your team. 4 free transfers. Why do I feel like you've got like 4 free transfers every week? Thinking about Burn, Tarko, Reinders, Pedro to Timber, Richards, Sar, Thiago. Thoughts? I think Dan Burn's great this week and Tarkovsky's great. I think they're two of the best defenders you can own at the moment this week. So I don't like selling Burn or Tarko. My question would be, can you just do Reinders to Sar and Pedro to Thiago? So I would just do the latter two. I also feel like you could just make none of those moves, in all fairness. If you had the money to just do Pedro to Mateta, I'd like that. Or Pedro to Watermada. But yeah, I don't think I'd make those defensive moves this week personally because I like Burn and Tarkovsky. Thank you for the support as always. Richard says, tempted to start Xhaka over Semenyo. Thoughts? Yeah, I don't mind it. I think that's probably quite close for me, but Granit Xhaka, better fixture, Defcon. It's not bad at all. Ollie says, hi Ross. Hello, Ollie. These would be my benches in Gameweek 11 and 12. Which week should I bench boost? Okay, Dubravka, West Ham, Caicedo, Wolves, Senesi, Villa, Anderson, Everton. That's great. Or Dubravka, Chelsea, Anderson, Sunderland, Richards, Wolves, Tarkovsky, Man United. Oh, okay. That's quite close. I like 11. Also, remember, Ollie, Gameweek 12 is post-international break. So there's a lot that could go wrong. So basically, the way I would view it, Ollie, is if going into Gameweek 11, your bench looks good, bench boost. If you need transfers to sort it, just delay it until Gameweek 12. You okay?
Hi, I just wanted to check if you were okay.
I'm fantastic. Never been better.
Okay.
I had a lovely bacon sandwich and coffee. Thank you.
I
love you too. Isn't she sweet? Just checking up on me. -4, João Pedro and King to Sar and Thiago. João Pedro and King to Sar and Thiago. So you bench Thiago this week. No, then. I probably wouldn't do that. No, Eric. Good wife, good life. Indeed. L-bomb live on stream. L-bomb live on stream. When you said L-bomb, I was like, wait, what have I said? And I was like, oh, that's what the L-bomb is, yeah. And what? What are you going to do about it? I'm Captain SAKA. Are you joining me? I really want to. Like, I genuinely really want. And in fact, I'm starting to wonder whether Gabriel is actually better than SAKA. But I am tempted. But I just don't know if I can bring myself to do it at the moment. I've had so much pain in FPL recently. I can't. That's still not sorted. Pick 2 of these defenders to play today, please. Okay, Gay, Mukiele, Van de Ven, Senesi. Gay and Mukiele quite easily. That's an easy decision for me, Aaron. Yeah. Gay and Mukiele. Should I sell Foden to buy a Sar? Already own Mateta. Should I sell Foden to buy a Sar? I probably wouldn't. I'd just play Foden. I think Foden could do well this week. I'm not going to lie. I've had 2 messages in a row. Now, would you do Foden to Sar or roll? I'd play Foden. His minutes have been really good. Data's not been bad either. I'd probably leave it. I don't think Foden's a bad player to sell at any point. Like, I've not been overly impressed. But at the same time, I don't know that Sar this week is that much better than Foden. Pranavan says, hello, Ross. Hello. I got your team. Next week, Watermada to Krupi and Jaya to Mbermo, -4. Senesi / Van de Ven to Munoz. Need funds for Mbermo and Munoz. Best plan. Love since 22. Thank you very much. I don't mind that. I don't love selling Watermada, though. Do you desperately need Brian Mbermo? Like, I'm kind of with you, by the way. I'd quite like to get him in. But I'm wondering if you need to do that. Is there another way you can do it? I mean, the other way you could do it is selling Saka. If Saka doesn't look great again, and let's say Man United do and Brian Mbermo does, maybe your best route, Pranavan, is just to do Saka to Mbermo. And that would obviously free up the funds for you to then go and get Munoz quite comfortably as well. If not, I don't hate this plan. I really think Watermada and Njai are both good picks, so I wouldn't want to do that personally myself. And thank you for the continued support. Is there anyone you'd sell Semenyo for this week? No, and I'll tell you why. It's not because of this week, it's here. This right here for me is a lovely fixture run for Semenyo. Where have I gone? Here. I like that a lot. And Semenyo's been so good. So no, unless you're like really chasing or just bored of owning players that other people do, because obviously Semenyo's got really high ownership, I would probably just keep as is. Hi Ross, Sar or Enzo and Thiago or Watermada? To start or buy? I'd rather buy Sar than Enzo this week, I think. I'd rather buy Watermada. If it was starting, I would probably also start Sar and Watermada. So I think overall, Sar and Watermada would be my preferred combo. But I think Enzo and Thiago are both great. Who to bench, Paquetá or Thiago? That's a tough one. You've got two players on pens, both playing against good teams. I would probably start Thiago ahead of Paquetá. Hi Ross, would you rather win FPL or United win the Prem? People get upset when you say this. I would rather win FPL because it's my job. And I don't think people understand quite how much that would positively impact your job. If it wasn't my job, I would much rather Manchester United win the Premier League. I don't really care too much for me to just win FPL. It'd be cool to have the bragging rights. But obviously, like even if you get a good rank the following season, your views are much better. Unfortunately, views are correlated to how well you do in FPL, and obviously I'm not doing very well at the moment, but yeah. Winning FPL would be big for me massively. I'm also very lucky that I've seen Manchester United win the Premier League many times. I feel like if you support a club that you've not seen win the Prem, then it would be a lot more, it'd be a lot more meaningful. Manchester United winning the league matters so much more. Are you an FPL content creator doing a live stream right now? People always say this, and I'm like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. If I was you and I was just watching and I wasn't creating content, then I would also say that the same. Yeah. Good morning, mate. Foden, Gyökeres to Saka, Mbeumo, and Thiago. To Saka / Mbeumo and Thiago. No, I wouldn't do that, Thomas. I would just keep it. Foden and Gyökeres are fine. Big DK93. Okay, Pope, Gabriel, got your team. Is this bench boost worthy? So your bench is Xhaka, Richards, Rodon, Dubravka. Great starting 11. Yeah, that's bench boost worthy. Your only small concern would be Alderete and Richards just coming back to fitness. Like, is there a chance either of them miss out? Maybe. I would absolutely bench boost that if I knew everyone was fit. I think I still would risk it. I think that is bench boost worthy, yeah. No free hit, mate. Should I worry about the possible blanks coming up? I wouldn't worry too much yet, Anesh, because it might be that there are no blanks and doubles. We've not had it confirmed yet. So we'll worry about it when we get the announcement. But for now, I wouldn't be too stressed, no. Bench Richards or Semenyo? I'd still start Semenyo, I think, on that occasion. That's a close one, though, but yeah, I'd start Semenyo. Martinelli is injured, so Saka won't get subbed off early, hence a better captain. I don't think that's true. I think Saka could still get subbed off early. John says, hey, Ross. Hello, John. Bring in Watermada for João Pedro, but would have to bench Semenyo. I don't mind that. I'd be tempted to do that for free. Paquetá to Sar or roll? I'd probably roll. I don't think this is a great fixture for Crystal Palace necessarily. I know I've just brought in... I'm aware I brought in triple Crystal Palace. The reason for that is I've got a nice fixture run coming up. And I was going to get priced out. And I didn't like a lot of the assets I owned. But I'm not viewing Brentford at home as like a fixture to target personally. Is Bruno Fernandes not a captaincy option this week? Yeah, he absolutely is. He is. He's not, for me, one of the better options. But I also don't think he's a bad option. Hi, Ross. Hello, Red Arrow Therapy. I've got your team. Who to bench? 3 free transfers. Yeah, so I think Senesi, yes. Oh, that is tough, actually, isn't it? I would probably just about start Caicedo ahead of one of Gay or Mukiele. But I think Bowen and Senesi on the bench, I think, is the correct decision looking at you. Maybe Kudus ahead of Bowen. I'd actually be tempted to start Bowen ahead of Kudus. So I think on my bench would be Senesi, Kudus. I would probably bench Senesi, Kudus, and Gay if it was me. That is a bit of a benching headache, though. Do you need to make any transfers with that team? I don't think so. No, you've got Mateta already. You've got Sarr. You've got Enzo. You've got good defence. No, I don't think any transfers are needed. I would roll. And yeah, benching headache there is quite tough, actually. Gyökeres. not Victor, I don't think. Gyökeres has asked, okay, this is the most crazy message I've ever seen. I've got your team. Option 1, Raya to Pope, Tarkowski to Munoz, Gay to Mukiele, Reinders to Sarr, Pedro to Watermada. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a -8 hit, right? Because you've only got 3 free transfers. Option 2, Raya to Pope, Tarkovsky to Munoz, Gay to Timber, Reinders to Saar, Pedro to Krupi. Okay, that's the tough one. So is it basically Krupi and Timber versus Mukiele and Waltemade? I think that's it, isn't it? I would go... If you don't have to start Krupi, I would go Timber and Krupi. I'd go option 2, Gyökeres. If you have to start Krupi, then I don't like it. I'd go the Waltemade and Mukiele. I think both are fine. I also don't think you need to take a -8 hit this week. If it looks like a -8 hit. Waltemade to Thiago for a -4. Waltemade to Thiago? Do you mean the other way around? I wouldn't do either. I'd keep whoever you have, I'd keep them. Hi Ross, Tarkovsky to Calafiori on Munoz. I would keep Tarkovsky this week. I think he's one of the best defenders to own this week. But if you are to, I would go Munoz. I think the best defenders to own in FPL, Gabriel, Timber, Munoz. After that, there's a load of decent options, but Gabriel, Timber, and Munoz are unreal. Is it crazy to play Mukiele rather than Semenyo? I don't think so. We've seen a lot of the cheap defenders hauling recently. Good fixture at home. Playing for a good defence. Yeah, I don't hate it. Hello, Ross. Can you name 7 countries that end with the letter Y? Paraguay. Uruguay. Paraguay. Uruguay. Oh my goodness. That's really tough. End with the letter Y. Paraguay, Uruguay. I'm going to go for Europe. Paraguay, Uruguay, Italy. I don't know. There's 7? Oh, people have got them. Hungary, Germany. Oh, I missed Norway. Yeah, they're all in Europe. I knew they'd be in Europe. Chat subtly changing this stream into a GeoGuessr stream. Yeah, what we do? Should we just do... Right, hear me out. Should we just play GeoGuessr? Listen, I'm down if you're down. I'm down. Turkey as well, yeah. There you go. I don't know why I got Paraguay and Uruguay before Germany, but there you go. Start Senesi or Ronaldo? I would start Ronaldo, probably. Everyone's like, yeah, let's just play GeoGuessr. It's much more fun than FPL, isn't it? Start Van der Ven or Reinders? I'd start Reinders. KJ50493. I'm in a bad way. 4.2 million in the world. I'm 3.7, so you're okay. Raya, Gabriel, Tarkovsky. This is not stretching any further. Raya, Gabriel, Tarkovsky, Anderson, Estev, Semenyo, Saar, Njaya, Stack, Haaland, Waltemade, and Mateta. Team's looking okay. What would you do? Also loving the GeoGuessr. Thank you very much. I would... Defense is fine. Midfield looks good. Leave it, mate. You've got to get a green arrow. You've basically got my team, but slightly better. Let's hope we both... Like, our teams aren't too dissimilar. Let's hope we both make our way up the rankings together. Yeah, that's a lovely team, mate. You don't need to make any changes. You're all good. Hi, Ross. Second question. Play João Pedro or Caicedo this game week? I would start João Pedro, personally. Itch. Take the Gabriel captain risk so I feel better about it. Could do. The egg is here. Yeah, I got the egg out for you. You're welcome. Don't say I never treat you to anything. Do you think Alderete starts? I do, because it was concussion was the reason that he's out. So as soon as he's back in training, you'd imagine he starts. Unless they don't think he's like fit, but I think he'll be okay. Saar or Njaya? What to buy? Probably Saar. If it's to start, you can't bench either of them, so find another player to bench. DLS120 says, rate this wildcard. Okay, I've got you. Lovely defense. Great midfield as well. Yeah, I like the Rice pick, actually. Mbermo's nice. Cool. Yeah, I can't really criticize that too much. I agree that Rice, Welbeck, and Acheampong, you've said it yourself, actually, are probably the three that are maybe slightly suspect. I do wonder, I don't want to put you off Welbeck, because I really like Welbeck, but is Thiago instead of Welbeck and Acheampong to Rodon or something like that better? Because I think he's 0.2 less, isn't he, Thiago, than Welbeck? Maybe I'm wrong on that, but if he is, that would give you the funds to go and get Rodon for Acheampong. I can't really see too much to criticise. Like Munoz, Gabriel, Timber, Pope is perfect. You've covered most of the major bases there. I would probably try and squeeze Walter Mardering because I think he's a really nice asset, but I can understand that it's difficult to do. Yeah, that timer is just not having a good time. Oh, I know why it is. You probably know this anyway. It's because of the GMT, BST stuff. It's because the clock's changed and the timer's not. I should actually tell the guy that does my stream stuff. He probably already knows. One sec, guys. I should have told him at the start of the stream. Hello, mate. Deadline timer is out by an hour if you have a fix. He probably already knows. Best of luck with your game week, Raptor. Thank you, Scuba Steve. I appreciate it. Fun question. What were your highest and lowest ever game week scores? My highest, I think, was 164. It was a week that I bench boosted. I had like 40. It was a massive double. Like basically every team had a double game week. It was a massive one. I had like loads of players like 30, 40 points. To be fair, game week 34 2 seasons ago was one of my biggest ones as well. Do you remember when Mateta got the 29 pointer? That was pretty big. So my lowest ever score, I think, is 18, which is rough. Like that means you're not even averaging 2 points per player. So 18 to like 164 are my two biggest. Or let me know if anyone's got any big scores or low scores that they remember. Who do I drop to bench? João Pedro or Krupi? Oh, I would start João Pedro ahead of Krupi, yeah, for sure. Any differentials on a free hit? If you know who's going to start, maybe Gordon. I mean, if you knew who was going to start, have like a Langer and Murphy, you could go there. I think it would be a fun differential. Declan Rice or Eze, as opposed to like Saka Gyökeres that a lot of other people own. I would have loved to say like Raul Jimenez, but he's a doubt, isn't he? So it's not as exciting. Any Anderson news? Apparently he's in contention. He was in training, so I'm hopeful, but we don't know exactly. Who would be your main picks for a free hit? So I did a free hit draft yesterday, guys. So if you're on a free hit or wild card, go and watch yesterday's video. Skip to the end of it, and I show a free hit and a wild card draft to save me from having to build them here. By the way, if you've not voted on the captaincy poll, please do. 69% of people are captaining Haaland. 14% Saka, 11% Gabriel, and 6% other. I didn't know this, but Vatican City is actually classed as its own country. Yep, Vatican, yep. Same as San Marino. You know, you got a lot of like landlocked countries. What are they called? Conclave? Is it a con? Wait, that's not right, is it? Conclave meaning? Is that a conclave? No, what's it called? What's the landlocked country? I thought there was a name for it. Someone in the chat will tell me. You know, like Eswatini, Lesotho, enclave. Is that, yeah. Is that? Oh, maybe that's what I mean, but it wasn't quite what I thought. Yeah, okay, enclave. Okay, yeah. It isn't quite what I thought it meant anyway. But if you're wondering, it was enclave. That was the word I was looking for. I didn't quite have the definition right in my mind. Anyway, let's get back to FPL. What am I talking about? Stop talking about geography to me. Goodness me, chat. You're distracting me with the geography talk. Gyökeres to Mateta for free? No, I wouldn't do it, Fraser, personally. Again, I can understand why you wouldn't if you just don't want to look at Gyökeres anymore, fine. I actually think if you gave me a choice, I'd rather Gyökeres than Mateta this week, believe it or not. Bench one of Semenyo, Mbeumo, Gakpo, Waltamada, Mateta, Njai. Oh, wow. Semenyo, probably. Semenyo. Thor says, I got 12 minus 4 on that infamous blank game week 29. I remember that. 12 minus 4. Yeah, actually, to be fair, I think I got like 16 that week. And that was a green arrow. Yeah, that might be my lowest score as well. Because loads of people were free hitted, didn't they, as well that week? I remember people free hitted and didn't have a single return. Yeah, that was a rough week. I was actually on Sky Sports. That was my debut appearance on Sky Sports was that weekend, which is funny. Geolaw879 says, hey Ross, hello. For keepers, I'm screwed. Do I play Sells or Petrovic? I would go Sells, probably. And if you could choose to ban an FPL asset for a season, who would it be? If I could choose to ban an FPL asset, Haaland. I'd ban Haaland, and then I'd see what happens. Football Stadium GeoGuessr might be a good crossover. I do plan on doing that, yeah, for sure. Thank you for the what's the word I'm looking for? Suggestion. Yeah, I do plan on doing that. Unless you had Maniz in that week. Yeah, Maniz got a brace, didn't he? Was it a 13-pointer Maniz got in that week? We are throwing it right back now to the 23-24 season. Would you hold Ekatike for this week? I think so. Should start. I think a lot more people need to be investing more into defence than mids forwards with how many points defenders are banking. You say that, but look. Transfers. If I go on the top scoring defenders, you got Van der Ven at 4... Oh, didn't mean to do that. You got Van der Ven at 4.7 there. You've got Gay obviously up to 5 now. It started at a cheap price. Senesi started cheaper. You've got Burn started at 5. You've got Cash, Mukiele, Alderete. Yes, obviously, the likes of Gabriel, Timber, Calafiori have done really well. And Munoz is great. But there are a lot of cheap defenders. I don't necessarily think you need to invest loads of money. I just think you need to be maybe willing to make transfers on defenders and willing to make sure that you've picked the right defenders as well, I think is important. But yeah, I certainly think defense are getting a lot of points. Harry said he wants to go walking holding hands with you and Focal. I'm down. Let me see if my stream guy replied. Wait, what? He's saying it says... Oh, it's sorted now. It's filtered now. I don't know what happened. He just said it's right. I think it might have just sorted itself out. Sell Anderson or Senesi for Munoz. Sell Anderson or Senesi for Munoz. I wouldn't like to sell either. If I was going to sell one, though, I would probably keep Anderson. He's such good value, I think. Hey, Ross, in a bit of a pickle right now. I have Dubravka, Senesi, Esteval, and Esteve on my bench. I'm really tempted to bench boost. I don't love that. You've got double Burnley defence against Arsenal and Senesi against City. That doesn't feel like a bench boost to me, personally. When are you bench boosting, Raptor? I'm bench boosting, hopefully next week is the plan in Game Week 11. If I can't bench boost in Game Week 11, then I will bench boost in 17 is the plan. So 11 or 17. James, speaking of bench boost, says Dubravka, Alderete, Xhaka, Senesi. Yeah, I don't mind that bench boost. Xhaka's great, Alderete's great, Senesi will get Defcon probably, Dubravka will make some saves. It's not a bad bench boost. You might look better in future weeks, but I've not really thought about it too much, obviously. Do we have any leaks? No. I don't know that we will get any leaks. I mean, there's a chance. There is a chance. Start Kelleher or Dubravka. Kelleher. Bench one of Enzo, João Pedro, or Dewsbury Hall. Ooh, that's tough. I'd still probably bench Dewsbury Hall there, but it would be close. Enzo would definitely start. So it'd be between João Pedro and Dewsbury Hall. Would you bench Semenyo and start Burn? Yeah, I would happily start Burn ahead of Semenyo, actually. I mean, any defender that can head the ball against West Ham is looking really good. Like, West Ham just cannot defend set pieces. I don't know what's wrong with them. Under different managers as well. It's not like a managerial thing. They just cannot defend. They need a new set piece coach. Or if they don't have one, they need to get one. Thor says, roll Virgil and Gyökeres or switch to Gabriel Mateta for free. Or Van Dijk and Gyökeres to Gabriel Mateta. I think I would do that, you know. The thing is, I do have a feeling that Gyökeres will get chances in this game and he could take them. But Gabriel Mateta is so much better than Van Dijk and Gyökeres. Like, it just is. I think I would make the move, mate. But I'm obviously sitting here hoping that Gyökeres smashes it. But I think I would do it, yeah. And I mean, if Gyökeres does smash it, it at least gives your wife more of a chance, doesn't it? Keane to Richards or Roll? I'd keep Keane. I like Keane a lot. Hi, mate. Can you make a case for Danny Welbeck? Yeah, good underlying data. He's played 90, 89, 90 in the last 3 games. Decent enough fixtures coming up. Could be on penalties. Yeah, just class. I think Danny Welbeck's a really nice pick. Why is Enzo considered a good pick this week? I'm playing him, but I don't know why. It's the same reason he's always been a good pick. Minutes are great. Underlying data's solid. Gets chances to score. Could be on penalties. Does take the odd set piece if Reece James isn't on the pitch. There's a lot to like about Enzo Fernandez. I still think he's a great pick. He was unlucky not to return, actually, in Game Week 9, I think. I would like to have Enzo Fernandez in my team, for sure. Hi, Raps. I hope you're well. I'm well, thank you, my friend. Would you do Pedro, Bruno, and Njaya to Mateta and Burmo and Sarr for free? Pedro, Bruno, and Njaya to Mateta and Burmo, Sarr. No. No, I wouldn't do that, sorry. I really like Bruno and Njaya's picks. And fair Bruno to Mbeumo's okay, but then Njaya to Sarr, no. Can you just do... Like, okay, hear me out. If you really want to bring in Mateta, I would just do the Mateta and Mbeumo moves. I don't think you need to also do Njaya to Sarr. So, like, Pedro and Bruno... In fact, Pedro and Bruno to Mateta and Mbeumo, I quite like, DB. I would be tempted to do that part. I think Njaya is great. I don't know why. Maybe I'm wrong to rate him as much as I do. I think he's fantastic. Bench one of Semenyo, Sarr, or Thiago. Ooh, Semenyo. Would you go Bruno to Sarr? No. Not unless the funds massively helped you out. Back to the gym, Ross. I need to get back into the gym. I've been so inconsistent with my working out. It's been terrible. I feel fat. I feel out of shape. It's so tough that I've been so busy, especially starting a second YouTube channel and my PhD. And we went, obviously, to Greece for 10 days too. I'm going to Budapest in 2 weeks, by the way. This time in 2 weeks, I'm in Budapest. By the way, if you've not subscribed to my other YouTube channel, I'm trying to not talk about it too much, but I've just spammed it in the chat. Please go subscribe. There's 2,700 of you here. I guarantee at least 2,000 of you haven't subscribed to that channel. And it's free. It will take you like 2 seconds. Click on the link, hit that subscribe button, and I'd appreciate the support. If you're wondering what it is, it's just geography and GeoGuessr content. But there might be some cool videos that you wouldn't have thought you'd have enjoyed, but you might enjoy it, you know? What's up with the FPL Therapy channel? I'm just taking a break from FPL Therapy for now. I'm just so busy. But I'm basically recording FPL Therapy at home every Monday on my FPL Raptor channel. So if you've seen me upload a video called the FPL Roundup, that's basically me doing FPL Therapy at home. I used to live in Budapest, lovely around Christmas time. Yeah, I'm so excited. I've never been to Hungary, so I'm very excited. What's your PhD topic on, Ross? It's on the role of virtual reality in elite sport. Gordon or Bruno G? Gordon. Hi, Ross. Who should I do my triple captain on? I just think you should triple captain a good player playing at home. That's my plan. Like, I'm going to captain Haaland. Probably not against Leeds. I don't feel great. But it's probably 13, 15, or 17. My favourite option would be 17 against West Ham at home. But I might bench boost then. So I need to see when the bench boost comes into play. I mean, worst case scenario, if it just gets to like game week 19 and you've not used it, you can just use it in one of these two, right? And you don't have to play it on Haaland, by the way. Like Saka against Wolves at home. This one here in 16 isn't an awful option if you want to go different. We'll see. Like, it might be that by this... imagine by that point, like, Haaland's not scoring as consistently, stuff like that, then maybe we don't. Should I do Bruno Tassar if I can get Gabriel? If Bruno Tassar is the only way you can get Gabriel, then yeah, it's probably worth it. Aaron says, hi Russ, team all set, but which Sunderland defender do you think will haul this week? Here's to lots of green arrows. Big up. Hopefully none of them. I would love an Iliman Ndiaye brace, unfortunately, Aaron. You can have a Hume goal. How about that? I'll let you have a Hume goal, Aaron. No clean sheet for Sunderland, please. Oh, someone just beeped very loud outside. Dennis says, my G, good to see you, Dennis. You know my love for the stream. I appreciate that, my friend. Okay, I've got your team. I have no idea what to do. 5 free transfers. Dennis, you've got 5 free transfers every single week. How do you manage that? Okay, right. Let's actually see. Can we use a combination of transfers here? Porro. So Porro to Gabriel needs to be done, right? You've got Gyökeres, Raya. You have your third Arsenal spot open, don't you? Okay. So Porro to Gabriel has to happen. Then I would do Porro to Gabriel, Pedro to Mateta, Reinders to Sarr, and then Cucurella downgrade to afford that. Okay? So, yeah, Porro to Gabriel, Reinders to Sarr, Pedro to Mateta, Cucurella downgrade to whoever you want to afford that. 4 free transfers, get them used, improve the team, and I think you're looking good then. Hope that helps. But your team's not looking bad, by the way. I just think get aggressive. Use those transfers, Dennis. You've had them for ages. Timbo says, if Arsenal set piece their way to the league, I'm fleeing the country to Papua New Guinea. Do you know what? Like, it is a bit stinky, isn't it? Watching Arsenal just set piece their way to... But also at the same time, you've got to kind of respect it. Because if it was that easy, everyone would do it. Like, not only have Arsenal got monstrous players in the air, not only have they got perfect set piece takers, but obviously tactically, like systematically, they're doing something which makes it very difficult to defend. But Declan Rice and Bukayo Saka's delivery... Oh, I used to take set pieces, right? I used to play professional football, or professional youth football, and I used to be one of the best set piece takers around. Like that was my one thing. And so I can really appreciate a good set piece. And they deliver those balls at such speed and they're so flat. You know, there is nothing that annoys me more than when someone whips in a corner and it either doesn't beat the first man or it just goes up into the absolute stratosphere at like 3 miles an hour and just loops into the box. It's like, how do you expect someone to score a header when you've essentially chipped the ball into the air? You've got to deliver it at speed just over the head of the first man. They do it so well. I kind of appreciate the set pieces from Arsenal, and I'm not a big Arsenal fan, by the way. I don't like Arsenal. I'm a Man United fan, and I grew up in the era when United and Arsenal were rivals. But you've got to appreciate that they are very good at set pieces. Douglas Max, good to see you, my friend. I hope you've been well. Says, hi Ross, how are you? Absolutely love the GeoRaptor channel. That's great to hear. I am well, thank you, my friend. I am well. Hope you're all okay too. Gvardiol to Gabriel, 0.3 in the bank, or Gvardiol to Timber, 0.7. I'd get Gabriel. If you don't own Gabriel, Gabriel's the best defender in FPL. Absolutely for me. Right. That coffee is helping me get through. Hi, Ross. How are you? I'm good, thank you. Everyone's asking how I am. That's very sweet. You know, starting your message with, hi, Ross. How are you? Which 2 would you start this week out of Senesi, Mukiele, Goodmanson, Elliot Anderson? 2. I would start Mukiele. Apologies. Mukiele and... Ooh. I'll go Mukiele and Elliot Anderson, probably. Yeah. Dubravka versus Petrovic. I would start Petrovic. Hi, Ross. Juve to Munoz or Caicedo to Sarr? Probably Juve to Munoz. I'd go Juve to Munoz, Samuel. 2 to start. Cucurella, Paquetá, Dewsbury Hall, Porro, Van der Ven. I would start Paquetá and Dewsbury Hall. If you need to start a defender, which you probably will. Yeah, you'll have to start a defender there, won't you? Cucurella and Paquetá, because it depends, probably. João Pedro Reinders to Welbeck Sarr or Mateta Minter? I'd probably go Mateta Minter. I think Mateta's the one you want. If you've only got a choice between one of Sarr or Mateta, you lean Mateta. Bench João Pedro or Richards? I'd bench Richards personally and start João Pedro. Captain Gabriel or Saka? I am starting to think more and more, is Gabriel a better captaincy option than Saka? I think it's very close. Arsenal are going to keep a clean sheet, aren't they? So probably Gabriel. Like, Gabriel is starting on 6 points. Obviously, there's always a world in which Burnley score, but do you see that happening? I don't. Yeah, I think Gabriel probably is a better option, you know. I might change my bias. I'm going to change my bias, actually. Like, I do think... No, I'm not. I'm going to keep it on Saka. I think Haaland will play anyway, won't he? Do you know what? I should think about my bias. No, I don't want to... I'm gonna bias Saka. I think. Yeah. But anyway, I think Gabriel Gabriel's a very viable captaincy option right now, especially Burnley. Like, Burnley aren't a great attack. Hi, Ross. Hello. Currently got Raya, Dubravka, Gabriel, Senesi, Chalobah, Anderson, Mukiele, Semenyo, Enzo, and Jaya, Bruno, Stack, Mateta, Haaland, Gyökeres. 2 free transfers, 0 point in the bank. Any changes or roll? Not a fan of Stack or Gyökeres. I absolutely agree. Well, we're in a similar kind of setup. I would say... give Gyökeres one more game. Obviously, bench Stack this week. And then next week, with 3 free transfers, Gyökeres down to like a Walter Marda will give you the money to upgrade Stack. I'm looking at something very similar next week myself. It would be for a hit. But if I decide that I want to upgrade Stack and I'm done with Victor Gyökeres, I might, for example... I was looking at, like, if I want to get Stack to Mbeumo. Mbeumo. And then Gyökeres to, I would have, how much do I have? 5.7. So I can go for a cheap forward there. Or, alternatively, if I want to go to, like, Walter Marda, which, again, I quite like. Next week, Brentford away is an okay fixture. Then I would have 6.5 million here. Which opens up a few options. Annoyingly, I wouldn't, like, Declan Rice would be lovely here. Because I would have freed up the Arsenal spot. But... maybe I go for Thiago or Welbeck then as a result. I've got lots of options, but that is certainly something that I'm considering in a similar position to you, is downgrade Gyökeres and upgrade Stack. I think that's the best way to do it. Or I might end up just replacing Stack and keeping Gyökeres if he looks good. But yeah, if Gyökeres stinks it up again, he'll be leaving my team almost definitely. Oh. There we go. So you got 45 minutes or so until the deadline. Plenty of time. Plenty of time. Is Haaland your locked-in captain? I wouldn't say locked in, but I don't like making last-minute captaincy changes. So it's certainly my most likely captain, yeah, for sure. Bench one of Senesi, Reinders, or Xavi Simons. I mean, Reinders and Xavi Simons are both a bit stinky, but you would also just... you'd risk it, wouldn't you? Because Senesi's got Man City away. So yeah, I'd probably risk it. Sorry, when I say risk it, I would start the attackers and bench Senesi. Walter Marda and Mateta have one more non-pen goal than Gyökeres, yet Gyökeres is stinking it up. Yeah, Gyökeres is a lot more expensive, though. And taking up a valuable Arsenal slot. I understand what you're saying. He's not been as bad as people are suggesting. I mean, he has recently, right? A lot of that came at the start. You've got a 12 and a 6 here, and then it's been 2-2-2-2-2. 2-2-2-2-2. This is the issue that we're facing right now. Is that it feels awful holding an asset that's blanked 5 games in a row. Gabriel red card today. You heard it here first. I can't see that, but you never know, I suppose. Gabriel's sorted out his temperament a lot as well. Like, he used to be very hot-headed. I'm not saying that he's not passionate now, but you don't see those sort of mistakes from him. AFA1506 said, did Gyökeres to Mateta sell one of Burn or Richards to one of Timber or Munoz? Really want triple Arsenal, have Gabriel and Pope already. I don't mind. I don't hate like Burn to Timber if you really want to, but I think Burn and Richards this week are both really good. Yeah, maybe Burn to Timber is still worth it though. Like, it's a guaranteed clean sheet for Arsenal, you feel. Whereas with Burn, like, whilst it's a good fixture, they're just not Arsenal, are they? The Newcastle defence. I would probably not make the move, though, this week, if it was my team. Alderete or Reinders first bet. I actually think Alderete is great. I'd probably try and start Alderete if you can. Unless your team's just stacked. How many points do you have? Like 5, I think. Like 5 or 6 in total. No, I think I have 485. It's not good. Not looking good, Brev. Mr. 13 Duffman, okay. 2 free transfers. Would you take a -4 to get Mateta and Sarr, downgrade Richie to Krupi? So Richarlison to Krupi, Pedro to Mateta, and then Sarr in for Tajani. If you can do Tajani, Reinders, Pedro and Richarlison to Mateta, Sarr and Krupi, I would do that for a -4, yeah. That feels like a massive set of upgrades. Is double game week 17 a certainty? No, we can't even get a double game week 17, by the way. It would be a blank game week 17 and a double game week 16. But no, it's not confirmed at all. In fact, I've seen a couple of journalists suggest that they don't think it will happen. I'm going to cover it, hopefully, in the next couple of weeks when we get a bit more info. Like, when we have more of an idea. But as of right now, there's a lot of speculation. But just all of that to say, if you've not used your free hit already, certainly hold on to your free hit. That would be my one bit of advice. Don't use your free hit unless you really need to, because there is a chance we get a blank in 17 and a double in 16. Gakpo or Iwobi on a free hit? I don't mind either. They're both nice punts, to be honest. Iwobi's got the fixture. Gakpo's got the better data and playing for a better attack. Just changed from Saka and a triple captain to Gabriel. So you've changed from Saka to Gabriel and gone triple cap. Fair play. I mean, you are an Arsenal fan, so maybe you know what you're doing. I wouldn't be desperate to sell Tarkowski this week. I'm seeing loads of questions like, I know I sold him, but it was the only way that I could free up the funds for me to go and get Mateta and Sarr. And I needed to get rid of Reinders and João Pedro because I was just bleeding team value. They were blanking every week. So I would have loved to have kept Tarkowski, to be honest. Hi, Ross. I'm saving bench boost and triple captain for double game week. Sound strategy. That's a fine strategy. The maximum double game week we'll have in the first half of the season is 1. And obviously you get a second set for the second half of the season. So it's going to be impossible to use the bench boost and the triple captain in a double. But yeah, save the pair of them and we might get a double game week. I wouldn't bank on it though, by any means. Like, if you see a better opportunity in the future to use your bench boost, then maybe do that. Which 3 to start? Gabriel, Senesi, Van der Ven, Rodon, Alderete. Gabriel, Rodon, Alderete. I'd bench Senesi and Van der Ven. Benny's 6-1. Wildcard team. Okay, Verbruggen, Dubravka, Gabriel, Timber, Senesi, Munoz, Mukiele, Saka, Semenyo, Sarr, Minter, King, Mateta, Haaland, Watermada. Thoughts? Okay, my first immediate thoughts. Don't love King. Can you get King to Longstaff somehow? My next thought was, that's it. Yeah, I mean, it seems like your team value is quite low, I would guess. Maybe not, actually. I wonder if on a wildcard I wouldn't even go for Saka. I think I would go double Arsenal defence, then I'd go in Burmo for Saka, because that frees up quite a bit of money. What is that? That's like 1.7 million in Burmo over Saka would give you. And of course, Saka's great. I'm very happy to have Saka this week. But 1.7 million allow you to get like Pope for Verbruggen. It would allow you to get like Longstaff or Xhaka for King. I think overall your team would look better. That would be my potential change that I would suggest. Daniel Maguire. Okay, I've got your team. Thoughts? Timber captain. I've not seen many people on Timber cap. I like it. Caicedo, Saka, JP, Automata. Great team. Burn, I like. Double Newcastle defence isn't bad. It's a great defence. Like that back four and goalkeeper situation this week's great, Daniel. Yeah, I like it. Yeah, no issues at all. Start Richards or Mukiele. I would just lean Richards, but I think that's quite close. Like Mukiele is great for DEFCON. Arguably a slightly better fixture and maybe a slightly better defence. Maybe Mukiele ahead of Richards actually this week. It's a very close one though, Jason. My initial instinct was Richards, but I can understand the Mukiele justification. Salah and Reinders to Saka and Burmo or roll. I'd get that done. Yeah, I would make that move. Tough one, because like Salah can haul in any game. We've seen he had missed a big chance and scored a goal in the last game, so he could, but Saka and Burmo is such a better combo than Salah and Reinders. Vardiol to Burn or Richards, so I can do Pedro to Mateta. Yeah, I'd go all the way down to Richards probably. Yeah, Vardiol to Richards, Pedro to Mateta sounds nice. Obviously, if you could get Munoz, then I love that, but you probably can't afford that, so that's fine. Start King or Semenyo. That's actually... I'd be maybe tempted to risk it on King. Yeah, maybe. I don't think Semenyo will do too much this week. I've got Bournemouth scoring 1 goal. It could be Semenyo that scores it, and he is great, but I don't think it's a bad week to bench Semenyo. If I had a much better 5th midfielder, I'd be tempted. Would you start Van der Ven or Gay? I would start Gay personally, and I don't think that's very close. I know Van der Ven went nuclear last week, but like I don't think he's a great asset. He's not good for DEFCON. That was the first time last week that he hit DEFCON this season. Spurs aren't a great defence. Chelsea are a decent attack as well. He's not showed terrible goal threat before Game Week 9, but his goal threat now across the season looks ridiculous. But obviously that was just one stupid game where he had 2 headers from like 3 yards out. I don't think Van der Ven's a bad asset, but I don't see the clamour to want him in your team either. Like that big haul was just a one-off. Are you set on captaincy yet? Not set, but very likely, I think, to keep it this way. Also, why no Mbeumo this week? Why no Mbeumo is just simply the price point, right? I've got Saka and I'm not selling Saka. And then there's just, after that, I've got Semenyo who I'm not selling. And then it's Sarr and Jaya stack. Like, to get Sarr and Jaya to Mbeumo, I need like to throw like 1.7 milli. Now, I could downgrade Gyökeres in the future and upgrade Njaya, something like that. And we discussed even downgrading Gyökeres and upgrading Stack to Mbeumo. But these are all things that I need to think about. Hi, Ross. Start Minter or Thiago? Oh, Thiago for the pens, probably. Hi, Ross. What are your thoughts on Mbeumo as captain? I think there are better weeks to captain players. Like Mbeumo's great, and I'd love to have him, but Forest under Sean Dyche, I think, will be a different defence. Even against Bournemouth last week, Bournemouth barely created. They didn't have a single big chance in that game. Like, Sean Dyche is just that guy. Would you start Caicedo or Mukiele? For some reason, I've had this question from like 12 different people in this stream. I think it's very close. Both will probably get DEFCON. Caicedo has the chance for a goal. Mukiele has the chance for a clean sheet. I think if you think Sunderland concede, go Caicedo. If you think they'll keep a clean sheet, go Mukiele. I think Everton will score. So I would probably lean towards Caicedo. Yeah, I'd be happy to keep Bruno Fernandes. Lots of people clamouring to get Sarr in. Sarr's fine as an asset, but don't get carried away. He was playing against a terrible, terrible Liverpool defence. And whilst he was fantastic in that game, like he's not going to do that in every single game. You don't rate Tottenham at all, do you? No, not really. I think they're quite fortunate to be where they are in the league. I thought Thomas Frank would just hit the ground running, and they've not been bad. But I think they've been super fortunate in some games. Captaining Welbeck, fair play. I think Leeds are great though. I've been obviously saying it to so many people, but if you go into the Opta Stats section, there's a link down below if you want to check out Fantasy Football Hub. If you go to teams, Then if you go to defensive, if you sort the Premier League by non-penalty expected goals against, which is basically how many expected goals they conceded if you remove pens, Arsenal top, then Newcastle, then Leeds. Leeds are the third best defence in the league this season for non-pen XG. See, City actually are higher than you think. Sunderland in fifth. Like Sunderland fifth, Leeds third. Leeds and Sunderland are in the top 5 best defences in the league. These aren't necessarily fixtures to target now. In fact, they're not. Bournemouth up there as well, by the way. Brentford, maybe higher than you'd think. Spurs, like mid-table. See Burnley all the way down at the bottom. Chat, how long till the deadline? It's on the screen. Top left corner. We've got a deadline counter there for a reason. Top left corner of the screen. Thoughts on captain and defender, i.e. Gabriel. I normally wouldn't do it, but Gabriel against Burnley, the way that he's playing, the way that Arsenal are playing and defending, I think this is one of the few weeks where I think captaining a defender makes a lot of sense. Start 3 of these. It's a tough call. Semenyo, Reinders, Van de Ven, Kudus, João Pedro. I would start João Pedro, Kudus, and Semenyo. I don't think that's a tough call. I think Van de Ven and Reinders bench is quite an easy one, actually. Are we expecting any leaks? No. Stats aren't right on Fantasy Football Hub. It's just a different model and algorithm. They are right. There's just a different model. If you were to go through and check the stats on all of the different fantasy sites and then FBref, they've all got different numbers. You just have to pick a model. As long as you are consistently picking the same model and you're not going back and forth between them, I don't think it matters. How much do you buy into the narrative that Sunderland and newly promoted teams have to crash soon? I don't buy it at all. I think mentally there does become a point when it's like, oh crap, like we're having a great season here. And then that, like a bit like what happened, I think, to Forest last season as well. And I guess it does, like the way that these teams are playing and defending, it probably will physically catch up on them. I don't think that's coming anytime soon. Surely they're not going to be absolutely knackered after like a month of playing in the Prem. They're used to playing lots of games as well in the Championship. So, I don't know. I think Sunderland and Leeds will continue to do well. I don't think they maybe continue quite at this rate, but yeah. How do you take money out of the bench after a bench boost sensibly? I think it's the 8th attacker. So, like, a lot of people have got, like, Reinders or Thiago as their 8th attacker or something like that. I think it just makes sense. When you need funds, just strip that 8th attacker down to a 4.5. But I don't think you need to desperate. Like, most people's benches aren't stacked even when they're bench boosting. Tarkovsky or Anderson? Anderson with the O-N. Tarkovsky. Adrift Mosquito says, you missed my super chat. Did I? I'm so sorry. I did, didn't I? Yeah. Okay, I've got you. Rank these based on long term. Welbeck, Krupi, Thiago, Watermada, Gyökeres. And Bermo, Sarr, Minter, Gakpo. I'm so confused. Oh, you asking me to rank the forwards, rank the midfielders, rank the defenders. Okay, forwards. Watermada, Thiago, Welbeck, Gyökeres, Krupi. Midfielders. Mbeumo, Sarr, Minter, Gakpo. Probably in order you've got them. Actually, maybe Gakpo ahead of Minter, I'm not sure. And then defenders, Munoz, Timber, Calafiori, Chalobah. There you go. I think that was what you were asking. Anderson is getting sent off today. I hope not. That wouldn't be very good. Wouldn't surprise me. That'd basically sum up the season thus far. Should I start Krupi or Paquetá? Paquetá for me. Start one today for free hit. Mateta or Watermada? I'd fancy Watermada more than Mateta this week, I think. When are you bench boosting? Game week 11, hopefully, next week. I'll discuss on Sunday whether I think it's still viable. So I'll have my transfer plans video out on Sunday. And after we've seen the weekend of football, I'll discuss how viable the bench boost is. Ross, are you sponsored by Gymshark? No, I just like their clothing. It's so comfy. I wish I was. I mean, if anyone's watching that's involved with Gymshark and wants to get me a cheeky sponsor, I'd love that. So hard on yourself. You aren't to know that most of your assets were going to blank. It's sometimes a lottery. There is a large amount of luck, but yeah, it's tough. It's tough. What's your opinion on Thiago? I like Thiago a lot. Thiago and Welbeck are definitely the best cheap forwards for me, for sure. I really want to put the armband on GABRIEL. I like it. Go for it. If you want to do it, then do it. What's stopping you? I think GABRIEL cap's nice. I do think that, like, the fixture, if it was Burnley at home, I would captain SAKA. Or if Haaland was playing Bournemouth away. But Haaland at home is always monstrous. And Arsenal do struggle a bit more away. We also know that Burnley at Turf Moor are a bit stronger. I think it's just enough for me that's put me off SAKA. Love your content. You seem so chill and likeable. I appreciate that. I'd try my best. I'm going to put the vice on GABRIEL. If you heard something in the background, that was Pickle pretending she's the only person that's considered captaining GABRIEL this week. She's like, hey, you're copying me. You're copying me. You did. The masculine urge to just wind up your partner is just fantastic. Oh, I feel like I'm going to sneeze. Oh, I'm going to sneeze. I don't want to sneeze, though. My sneezes are terrible. My sneeze, you know, like proper dad sneezes when you're like, arr, 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 arr. Like you. I don't know why. You know, like people that sneeze and like they're like, bless you. It's like, what? How have you sneezed like that? Like I feel like so much pressure just leaves my nose, mouth, ears when I sneeze. As long as you don't make her cry and it ruins your day. True. And Jai needs 12 to get DEFCON. I'd love him to get DEFCON. I'll take a cheeky 5-pointer. 4 points, 5 pointer, something like that. Like the stream if you enjoy the content. Exactly, Zodiac. Thank you, my friend. Yeah, if you're enjoying the stream, please do make sure you like. Raptor sneeze reveal when? It was close there. It was very close there, I'll be honest. She copied you, mate. She started playing FPL after you, right? Well, she was already playing when I played, but yeah, I am basically the reason that she's got good ranks in the last 2 years. Don't worry, I was talking about you, not to you. No, it doesn't matter. You gotta love winding up your partner, you know. What are they there for if they're not to wind you up? Enzo or Van Dijk? Enzo. Reinders or Dewsbury Hall to start? I'll go Dewsbury Hall. Dewsbury Hall, yeah. You got just over half an hour to the deadline. Oh, just under, I should say, half an hour to the deadline, by the way. One free transfer. Toss into Mukiele or give Tosin another chance. The 0.2 million saved allows me to go Paquetá to Minter next week. Or 2, but can just roll and wait. I would just get Mukiele, I think. Yeah, I'd be tempted to get Mukiele. He's a better long-term asset to hold. Yeah, I think I would do it. Would you take GABRIEL over SAKA? Already have Timber and Raya. Yeah, absolutely. I would much rather buy GABRIEL than SAKA. In fact, triple Arsenal defense probably is the best way. I'm not trying to jinx it because I just think it's so likely. But like Arsenal clean sheet has just got to happen, right? That's why I've switched to the Vice. It just feels like GABRIEL's starting on 6. And he can also get DEFCON bonus, goals, assists. I mean, the more I talk about it, the more I just want to captain GABRIEL, I'm not going to lie. Should we just do it, chat? Should we? Oh, I know what we need to do. Do you know what we need to do? It's time. Apologies. Right. God, what? I don't want all these ads. Terrible number of ads. How do I get rid of you? Close. Go. Okay, there we go. Right. We are going to spin the wheel for captaincy. So we're going to have Haaland. We're going to... Chat, who do you want to captain? Who do you want on the captaincy wheel? GABRIEL. Timber. Let me know who you want on the captaincy wheel. We've got Haaland, Saka, GABRIEL, Timber, Walter. You want Mbeumo, Mateta. You want Victor Gyökeres? I'm down. Should we leave it there? I think that's enough. I don't think there's anyone else that's massively... Oh, Salah. Let's put Salah on for people that own Salah. Okay. I think we've got everyone. Take out Timber. No, I'm not going to take out Timber. People own Timber. Right, should we send it? Well, it's best of 3, so it has to land on the player twice, okay? Interesting. Very interesting. I'll turn that down. That's quite loud, wasn't it? The wheel is feeling spicy today. We get a Bukayo Saka followed by a GABRIEL. The wheel is not template no more. Doesn't want this Haaland nonsense. Oh, the wheel is feeling spicy. The wheel is feeling spicy. We've had Saka, GABRIEL, Timber. The wheel's feeling a 5-0 win for Arsenal. This is what I'm hearing. Now, does it want Gyökeres? It's disrespecting my GOAT, Gyökeres. Don't disrespect my GOAT, Gyökeres. Salah. Okay. We just need someone for it to land on twice, okay? Oh, okay, Haaland's got the vote. Okay, that's fine. 1 vote. Okay, this is the situation we're in right now. Haaland, Saka, GABRIEL, Timber, and Salah have all had a vote. Gyökeres, Mateta, Mbeumo, Walter not. Now, you might be thinking, why are we trusting a will? The will's always right. The will is always right. Never been wrong, ever. He needs Captain Salah. So -4 hit. We're going to sell Haaland and Saka for Salah. We're all going to... Should we just all take a -8 hit to buy a Salah? Right, let's go again, because most of us don't have Salah. So if it's not Salah, we're going to have to take a hit to buy a Salah now. It's Haaland. The wheel just went template real quick. Okay, so the wheel says you should captain Salah, and if you don't have Salah, you should captain Haaland. There we go. Say it with a straight face, Ross. VAR. Bench 1 from Calafiori, Semenyo, Thiago. I already have GABRIEL, Timber, and Munoz. I would bench Semenyo. You're going to have a back 4 of Calafiori, GABRIEL, Timber, and Munoz. That's outrageous. Yeah, I would bench Semenyo and start Calafiori and Thiago. Just spin again so I feel better about my Saka captain. There you go. Here's to make you feel better about your Saka captain. There we go. It doesn't. It wasn't. It was Timber. There you go. If you want to captain an Arsenal player, it's Timber. I do feel like a Timber haul is probably loading, isn't it? Would you bench boost this? Dubravka, DCL, Garner, Rodon. Ooh, tempting, actually. Yeah, I would be. I would actually probably go for that, Lewis. That's quite a nice bench boost, to be fair. Yeah, I think I would. Rob Jones, okay, I've got your team. Change the bench order or use one free transfer and bench boost. You've got Dubravka, Guiu, Richards, Tosin. Ooh, that would be tempting, wouldn't it? Do we know that Guiu starts? I mean, probably does. Tosin probably does. Don't know, though, on Tosin. You might have enough doubt there, to be honest. Would I change anything, though? That's a very, very close one, Rob, for a bench boost. I mean, you might know Chelsea better than I do. Chelsea fans, do you think Guiu and Tosin both start? Have a look at the chat now, Rob. If people are in the opinion that Tosin and Guiu start, then go for it. If there's any doubts, then you probably don't want to. You could always sell Tosin, I suppose. I think it'll be a Chempong and Chalobah, right? Probably starting centre-back. Guiu, no. I don't think either start. Then probably don't risk it then. Yeah, probably don't risk it. If there's enough doubt, you know. On wildcards, Saka, Welbeck and Njai are in Burmo, Watermada and Minter. Ooh, that's close. Probably Saka, Welbeck and Njai, you know. Dude, love that you have so much fun with this stuff. Great energy. Thank you. I appreciate that. I love my streams, man. I love creating content. It is my favorite thing in the world, creating FPL. Not FPL content even, just content in general. I love YouTube. YouTube is a great platform, man. I love it. Thoughts on having 0 early team news this year? Wonderful. I hope we never get early team news again. It's an unfair advantage and I don't like it. And you might think, why do you use it? If it's going to be available, you have to use it. You'd be silly not to, but I'd rather it not exist. When are you planning on using your chips? At the moment, bench boost 11, free hit 16, 17, and then triple captain wherever it fits in. At the moment. It might be that if I can't bench boost an 11, I might bench boost 17, and then in which case I'll probably free hit 16 or 13. There's loads going on in my mind. I've not really got dead cert plans on any of them, and I don't mind that. Like, worst case scenario, I'll just use them like 17, 18, 19. I'll just use all 3 of my chips right at the end of the first half of the season. Jason says, bench one of Bowen, Senesi, or Rodon, please, Ross. I think I would bench Senesi, Jason. I mean, he could do well against City, but you'd expect City to score. And actually, defenders against City don't necessarily do that well for DEFCON either, because City keep the ball so well. I think Senesi's an okay player to bench this week. I'm feeling okay about it. Would you start Strand Larsen over Mbeumo, Sarr, Enzo, Gakpo, Mateta, or Haaland? I would maybe be tempted over Semenyo's the only player there that I'd be slightly tempted, but I think I would just bench Strand Larsen. But he's on pens and he's got an okay fixture, so I would bench Strand Larsen still, I think. Hi, Ross. Should I triple captain Saka and go all in? If you are super... like, for me, triple captain should be played in a week where you are extremely confident with your captain. If you are extremely confident with your captain this week, then play the triple captain, yeah. That's the only way that I view captaincy, triple captaincy. And obviously this week, I'm clearly not sure about captaincy because I've switched it between Saka and Haaland. I've now got my vice on GABRIEL. That means that I'm not that confident in whoever I'm going to give the armband. Is DCL an issue? Depends what you define as an issue. He's not great. Ross, did you enjoy FPL Walk? Keen to see it again. Loved it. Yeah, it was nice doing that. We don't live that close to each other. I mean, I live in Birmingham and they live down south, so it's not easy to do that on a regular basis, but we definitely want to do it again in the future for sure. Would you start Xhaka or Caicedo? I would start Xhaka ahead of Caicedo, I think. Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon. Here to FPL. Here for FPL, I should say. HFFPL. Kudos to Soberslai. I don't mind that, you know. Don't want 3 Crystal Palace assets. We have Mateta and Richards. And Burma as a Semenyo Anthony. I don't mind Soberslai as a punt. Yeah, I'm all aboard for that. Do you think Foden will start? I think so. I think so, yeah. Saliba fit. What is that news that we've had? Um, Yoro or Porro? Yoro or Porros are funny. I'd still go Porro probably. They're Man United attacking well, but still defending quite poorly. Hi, Russ. How are you? I'm good, thank you, my friend. What do you think about captaining Walter this week? I quite like it. Yeah. I mean, if you're going to go against Haaland, Walter is probably my top three options. It would be Gabriel / Timber, Saka, and Walter would be the three if you're not looking to captain Haaland. By the way, guys, if you're looking for some content to watch today that's non-FPL, I have released about 8 videos now, maybe 7 videos on my new channel, GeoRaptor. So please feel free to subscribe to that and go watch some content after. There's plenty to watch. I've done challenges trying to name all the countries, and there's some GeoGuessr content on there as well. So if you want to, and if you've never watched GeoGuessr content, still give it a go. I just spammed my link in the chat. Feel free to go subscribe. My team is locked in. I've been seeing FPL as more of a game now, not feeling stressed. Good. I like that. That's the way we should look at it. Absolutely. Meet with Manny on club. We're going to meet with Manny post-deadline. Yeah, I mean, we could do it now, to be fair. Maybe we should. Maybe a pre-deadline would be better for the luck. I don't know how it works these days. Reinders or Paquetá? Paquetá for me for the Pens. Bench Caicedo or Reinders? I mean, I'm a bit of a Reinders hater at this stage, but I would start Caicedo, bench Reinders. No. Oh, that's not going to work, is it? Wait, where is that? I'll have to work out what's going on there in a sec. Start Enzo or Xhaka? Enzo for me. Start Enzo or Sarr? Both. But if you're going to start one, probably Ismail Sarr. Looks like the Milky Way. Well, this might... I don't even know how I've done that. I'll have to work it out in a second. Captain Saka, don't be boring. It's nothing to do with being boring, to be fair. It's just like choosing your battles. Hi, Ross. Is this crazy? Chalobah to Munoz for a -4. Ooh, not crazy. I'd be tempted. I would be tempted. There are 14 countries starting with the letter T. Name 10. Can you ask me this post-deadline? I would love to do some of these challenges post-deadline. I've got a challenge for you, actually, that one of my friends gave me the other day. Post-deadline, we'll do some fun challenges like that. Have I gone nuts for wanting to captain Mateta Watermada this week? No, not at all. Not at all. Gordon to Sarr. I wouldn't sell Gordon to Sarr this week, but I can understand wanting to do so. Bench one of Porro, Semenyo, Gordon, Welbeck, Eze. Probably Pedro Porro. James or Rodon? Ooh, I'd start Reece James. Attacking threat. Kudus and Van der Ven to Sarr and Anderson frees up money too. Yeah, I'd be willing to do that. Yeah, I'd be willing to do that. Start Caicedo or Semenyo. That's a very tough one. Oh, that is a very tough one. I would start Semenyo. I would start Semenyo. A Premier League update says, ride a breath. Okay, I've got your team. Salah out. 0.1 in the bank for 1 free transfer. If I roll game week 10, what would you do in game week 11? What would you do in the next 3 to 4 game weeks? I think Salah to Saka and Isidore to Mateta for a hit. I think I'd do something like that, honestly. Or Salah to Saka and King to Mbermo. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't love taking hits, and I think Salah could do well this week, but to allow you to get like 2 better midfielders, every week you're going to be sat there saying Salah could do something. So I think this week or next week, Salah and King to Mbermo and Saka would be what I would do. Can you afford that? Yeah, I think you can afford that. Mihir, good to see you, my friend. Says, hi, Ross. It's been a while. It has. 3 free transfers and 0 in the bank. Okay. JP and Tajani to either Guiu and Mbermo, or Jean-Philippe Mateta and Xhaka / Stack. First option leaves me 0.4, 0.5 in the bank. Love the GeoGuessr content. Have a great weekend. Thank you very much. I would do... So JP and Tajani to Guiu and Mbermo. I would go Mateta and Xhaka. I don't like Stack, by the way. If you're going to go for a Leeds midfielder, go Longstaff. But I would go Xhaka and Mateta. Bench Anderson from Fulham or Minter. That's tough. I would start Minter, I think. Bring in Watermarder or Gordon. Watermarder's the asset to own for me. I still think Gordon's fine, by the way, but Watermarder's the one. How long we got? We have got 9 minutes, 30 seconds to the deadline. Play Semenyo or Kudus. Tough one, but I'd go Semenyo. Is Donnarumma to Pope and Reinders to Minter good? Not really that much for me. I mean, they're both fine transfers, but neither of them feel huge in terms of upgrades. I'll never forget when Bowen was so good for me last year, what happened to him. West Ham are just so bad. Like, there's only so much that one man can do. Bowen's still a fantastic footballer. I'd love to see Bowen at Manchester United, I'm not going to lie. I mean, he'd have a hard time getting to the team at the moment with Mbeumo, but he's just so good. He's obviously like a West Ham legend and he wants to stay and he loves the club, but he's just too good to be playing at West Ham. Welbeck or Mateta? Mateta if you have the choice. Ledge. Welcome to becoming a Rap Tier 1 member. I appreciate you very much. Thank you very much for the support. Bench Creepy Jr. or Caicedo? I'd start Caicedo. Chazar, good to see you. Hope you're well, mate. I've got one free transfer and VVD on the bench. My defence is currently Gabriel, Munoz, Burn to start, and Senesi on the bench. Is it worth getting Van Dijk out now or rolling for another free transfer? I mean, if your back three right now is Gabriel, Munoz, Burn, I'd probably leave it. Because like an Arsenal defender and Munoz would be the two I'd ask you to bring in. Burn's great. I'd probably leave it. I think you can get away with not doing it. Unless you want to start four at the back this week. Because obviously if you did Van Dijk to Timber or something like that, and you started four at the back, that would look nice. But I equally think you could probably just leave it. Why is everyone rushing to sell João Pedro? Because he doesn't shoot. I should note, by the way, João Pedro could absolutely score a hatful in the next few games, but you can't just keep a player indefinitely because they could score. That's the same with any player. It's like me saying I'm going to keep Stack because he could score a brace in the next game. We've seen no indication that João Pedro is going to shoot. We need him to at least shoot to score goals. He's going to probably score now that we've all sold him, but that would be why. And also, Mateta has been so ridiculous. Like, his underlying data has been a joke. If we look at his games recently, 0.59, 1. Oh, no. Am I on Mateta? Yeah. 0.59, 1.02. Where's the Bournemouth game? Oh, 0.15, 3.70, 0.59, 1.02, 0.87, 0.60, 1.12. Like, insane data. It's averaging almost one. And I know he's had some pens in there, but still good. So I think the combination of the two, João Pedro not shooting, Mateta being great, it feels good to make the move. But Gyökeres is also poor. I agree, but Gyökeres has Burnley this week, and I wanted to give him the Burnley game. Bench Ndiaye or Semenyo? I would start Ndiaye and bench Semenyo. Start Neto or Reinders? Ooh, I'd start Neto. Not even rage bait. Pens is such a big bonus for him. Penalties is massive. Like it is if you're a 50-50 over two players, Pens is king. It's another reason why I don't love captaining a defender, right? You're not going to get a pen from Gabriel, I don't think, at least. Could you imagine if Gabriel stepped up and took a penalty? I think FPL managers would go into meltdown. Start King or Reinders? I'd start King, probably. If you've got King, I don't mind starting him this week. They've got a lot of injuries. Like, you'd imagine he starts and gets okay minutes. Bench Thiago or Xhaka? I'd start Thiago for the Pens. Yes, Ross, hope the hangover has subsided. Yeah, it's getting better, thank you. I'm trying. Would you start João Pedro or Semenyo this game week? João Pedro. Arsenal are more likely to get 1,000 set pieces in a game than one penalty, and his head is on the end for all of them. What is the percentage chance of a team in the Premier League getting a penalty? Does anyone know, like, bookies odds? What is the percentage chance of a team winning a penalty? Like, what's the percentage chance of Arsenal winning a penalty this week? Because I know that the bookies odds chance of Gabriel scoring was 13%. It's 12%. It's actually. That's so close. So there's a 12% chance that Arsenal get a pen and a 13% chance that Gabriel scores. So Gabriel scoring and Arsenal getting a pen is about as likely as each other. Interesting. Yeah, interesting. Okay. Start Mukiele or Rodon? Mukiele for me. I really like the Leeds and Sunderland defenders. They're such good value. Saka captain. I like Saka captain. I like Gabriel captain. I like Timber captain. I like Walter captain. This is absolutely fine week to back against Haaland if you want to. I'm not saying you should or that you need to, but if you want to and there are weeks that you would like to do so, this is a good one to do so. Getting a penalty doesn't mean a goal. I know it doesn't, but also players have chances of scoring goals outside of penalties too. I was just saying it was funny because Frosty was talking about Gabriel scoring versus getting a penalty. And they're about as likely as each other. Ross, check super chats, please. Oh, sorry. Asem says, have Van der Ven, Timber, and Cucurella. Should I transfer Cucurella for Gabriel? If you've got the free transfer, yeah, Cucurella to Gabriel, I would do in a heartbeat. Logic Supersedes has stuck. Semenyo, Njaya, Enzo, Saar, bench one. I'd bench Semenyo there, personally. Jay says, bench boost of Dubravka, Senesi, Thiago, Dewsbury Hall. Yes, I'd bench boost that. Is Joaquin Anderson starting? Start Reinders or Thiago? I think Anderson, well, he's in contention, so I'm going to start him. I don't know if he actually is. Start Reinders or Thiago? I'd start Thiago ahead of Reinders. Bench Krupi Jr. or Caicedo? I would start Caicedo. Do I bench Semenyo out of Chow, Munoz, and Semenyo? Probably, yeah. That probably is a Semenyo benching, isn't it? Is a pen 1xg? No, most models have it around 0.78 xg, I think. Some like 0.8. I think depends which model you're looking at. So around 80%, just under 80% of penalties are scored. So yeah, it's about 0.78 xg, I think. But obviously for certain players, you would say it's a higher xg because they have a very low chance of missing, you know. For if it's an Ollie Watkins penalty, then it's like a 0.4 xg. Start Rodon or Senesi or Van der Ven? Probably Rodon. Start Enzo or Reinders? Enzo. Start Van der Ven or Enzo or Reinders? Enzo. Hope that helps, Con. You've got just over a minute till the deadline. Make sure you lock your teams in. Make sure if you've got a chip active, you actually activate it. Make sure you get your bench order sorted. Make sure your vice captaincy is sorted as well. This is the time when you focus up. Semenyo or Enzo? I would go Enzo myself. No early team news. Not that I've seen anyway. Start Reinders or Tarkowski? I would go Tarkowski. Senesi or Rodon? I would go Rodon. Njai or Xhaka? I'd just about go Njai for the pens. Tarkowski or Rodon? I'd go Tarkowski. Start Kudus or João Pedro? I would start João Pedro. Rodon or Longstaff? I'd probably just lean Longstaff, but that was quite close. As you've got 20 seconds. Stop asking me questions and lock in. Stop asking me questions and lock in. Raptor or Focal? Definitely Focal. Start Sar or Tiago? I would probably say Sar, but it's going to be too late by the time you hear my voice. Just Googled it. Haaland only has one Premier League goal against Bournemouth. I don't know. I don't look at that stuff too much, but we are locked in indeed. Let me tweet my team. And then we will get back to the usual stuff. Don't leave, by the way, if you're watching right now and you think the stream's going to end. I'll carry on streaming for at least till we get the lineups for the 3 p.m. kickoffs. Right. Do you still have the Batman chair? Indeed. You don't know who to captain? It's too late anyway, so whoever you've got. Right. Right, how do I work out them? What is going on with this mirroring situation? Sorry, guys. You're going to have to accept 1 second. Yeah, that's not right. It's that. Okay. Yeah, that's right now. Right? So why is that being weird? Sorry, guys. I'm just trying to connect my phone and it's being a bit weird. Trying to mirror it. Does that now work? Yes. Haha. Club. You guys know that these deadline streams are sponsored by a club. Club's wonderful, man. I love them so much. They've supported me so much and they've involved me in the project from start to finish. So if you've not downloaded, like so many people have already downloaded it, but if you've not downloaded it already, please do. I'm in the game. I've invested in the company as well. I'm a shareholder, and I couldn't recommend it enough. Like it's one of the very few mobile games that I would actually recommend downloading. But basically, this is my team for Gameweek 10. We are dead on the salary cap, by the way. But look at that team. Tell me that's not the best club team you've seen. It is. You can't tell me a better team. And what we're going to do is we're going to meet with Manny now and try and get a player. So all I need you to do is guess what player. So this could be any player in the Premier League. Who do you think Manny's going to get me? My guess, I'm going to guess I'm going to go Ryan Christie. Don't know why. Ryan Christie. Base. Core. Stinks. Sorry, Twanzabi. I don't mean to be rude. Do I have enough gems to go again? I do. Right. Ignore that. We go again. We go again. Ignore that. Tap to reveal. Okay. We go again. Base. Core. Rare. This is better. Give me an elite. A rare forward. Man United. Sesko. Benjamin. Get in my team. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, Paquetá can go away, can't he? Oh, I can't really start Benjamin this week, can I? I need. Oh god, my team's stacked. How much is your? You're both 1 million, so I can technically release you, and I can release you. Yeah. Okay, I'll put Benjamin ahead of. I kind of want to start him. No, I'll leave it like that. Anyway, if you want to download Club, there is a link down below, completely free. I recommend giving it a go. It doesn't matter that you're joining midway through the season because you will be just put in a league with players that have just started as well. So you're not going to be put up against a team like me, a team like mine, or in a league with mine. So it's basically week to week fantasy football. I recommend giving it a go. Is there anyone in the loan market that I want? No. Okay. Awesome. Starting Pedro over Mateta. It's because I don't own João Pedro in FPL. I like hedging my bets. Yeah. That's all it is. Can you please answer my super chat about the 14 countries starting with T? Okay, I'm going to look away from the chat. There are 14 countries starting with T, and I need to name 10. Okay. Taiwan. Thailand. Timor-Leste, 3, or East Timor, but it's Timor-Leste, so I'm counting that as 3. You've then got okay. Tanzania, Togo, Tonga. Okay, we're cooking. There's 6. Oh my god, I'm struggling. 6 starting with T. Then we've got checking out Albania. Oh my goodness, I'm struggling. Oh my goodness, I can't do this. 6. Are they like all islands? Tuvalu. Oh my goodness. I've got 7. I don't want to look at the chat. I'm just looking over at my wall over here because the chat's like that way. They've got to be in Europe. European countries starting with T. France, Belgium, Czechoslovakia, Hungary, Ukraine. Oh my god. No, they can't be in Europe. Then I can't think of any in Europe. I'm going to give up with 7 because this isn't very exciting. Turkey. Okay, Turkey, Trinidad. There we go. We got a few. I got 7. Okay, I've got one for you. My friend gave me this the other day. So it's a bit confusing. Maybe what I'll do is I'll give you one of them to explain. There are 5 countries, or 4. There are 4 or 5 countries where if you write the country in capital letters, right, so in capitals, not in lowercase, you write the entire country in capital letters, there are no letters that you can fill up. So you know like a B would have the circular bit you can fill up, an O has that you can fill up. You've got a P that you can fill up. Does that make sense? So if you write the country out in capital letters, there are no letters that you can fill up. There are 4 or 5. Can you name them? Don't Google it. Don't ruin it. Oh, Big Dono. Oh, God, there was. I wasn't looking at the chat. I'm so sorry. Tayfun, hey, bro. Are there any blanks or doubles in the first half of the season? Thank you for the support, my man. Sorry, I missed that. Yes, there could be. Game week 17 could be a blank, and game week 16 could be a double, but we're only talking about a 20% chance at the moment. So worth saving chips just in case, and we should find out soon. Greece doesn't count. Yemen is one of them. Greece doesn't count because the R can be filled up. Yemen is correct. Fiji is correct, yes. Fiji's correct. Nigeria does not count because it's got the R and the A. Cyprus does not count because it's got the P. Okay, Frosty got one. Chile. So you got 3 of them. Yemen, Fiji, Chile. You're missing at least 1. But yes, Yemen, Fiji, and Chile are. I'll give you a clue for the one that you're missing. I think it might only be 4. For the one that you're missing that I can think of, there are a lot of letters. It's a long name. Tajikistan doesn't count because of the 2 A's. We are doing countries where if you write them out in capital letters, so like Chile, like look at how I've typed in Chile, there are no letters that have something that you could fill in. Does that make sense? Because like if I wrote, for example, I don't know, Peru, the P and the R in Peru has the letter that you can fill in. Kyrgyzstan doesn't count either. Hey, 2 people got it. 2 people got it. It was Liechtenstein. Liechtenstein doesn't have any letters that you can fill in. St. Kitts and Nevis wouldn't count because of the and, which is a bit boring. Seychelles. There was one more, Frosty. I couldn't remember it was 5. Yes, Seychelles. Seychelles. There we go. Fun, though, isn't it? The fun geography quizzes. Okay, yeah, so the countries were... If you want to play this with people, or you want to... it was Chile? No, wait. I didn't mean to just type that in. How do I... Why does it not work? Do you have to hold down Control instead? How do I get it to go onto the new line? Can you not do that in a Google chat? I'm just repeatedly shouting Chile. Anyway, I'll type them out like this. It was Chile, Fiji, Yemen, Seychelles, and I don't know how you spell it, Liechtenstein. Someone ban that man for spamming. Switzerland doesn't count because the R and the A can be filled up, you know? Venezuela, the A can be filled up. Oh, okay. What determines the doubles and blanks, sir? What are we waiting on? Sorry, I've been offline. You don't need to apologise. So basically, because Crystal Palace have progressed in the EFL Cup and they've got the Europa Conference League, they clash. So we're waiting to find out. Basically, the FA can force them to play 4 games in 8 days, or they postpone their Game Week 17 fixture. We just assume that they would just postpone or rearrange the Game Week 17 fixture. However, so that they could play the EFL Cup game there. However, there are suggestions now that they're just going to force them to basically play 8 games in 4 days. Essentially, if there is a blank in 17, it looks like it will be for Crystal Palace, Leeds, Arsenal, and Everton. So it could be a huge blank in 17 for a lot of us. But it's like a 20% chance at the moment. So we'll see. So yeah, we need to just find out what the Premier League plan on doing, what the FA plan on doing with those games. Oh, sorry, 4 games in 8 days. I meant not 8 games in 4 days. 4 games in 8 days. not 8 games in 4 days. No one's making anyone do that. Yeah. 4 games in 8 days. So they basically have to play a game every couple of days, which is tough. Right, we've got a few minutes till the teams come out. One more mini quiz raptor. Okay. What can we do that's a mini quiz? Here's a quiz for you. Wait, let me count how many there are. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I think there are 4 countries that drive on the left in Southeast Asia. Can you name them? 4 countries that drive on the left in Southeast Asia. There might be more than 4. Five. I'm not counting Sri Lanka as Southeast Asia. Is that classed as Southeast Asia? I wouldn't count Japan or Hong Kong as Southeast Asia either. We're not just doing all of Asia here. I'm doing specifically Southeast. Okay, the ones that I thought: Thailand, Malaysia, Indonesia, Singapore, Brunei. They were the 5 I was thinking of. Yeah, Thailand, Malaysia, Singapore. Yeah. Indonesia, Brunei. There's probably another one, but... Now, Cambodia, Vietnam, and Laos drive on the right. Brunei, not Brunei. Oh, is it Brunei? Is that pronounced? I always thought it was Brunei. East Timor does as well. Okay. Right, we get the lineups now. Let's do this. We'll just go on to official FPL because they retweet it, don't they? Wait, who's playing at 3 p.m? Or Arsenal? Gyökeres, Saka, Gabriel, Timber, it's everyone starts. Yeah, that is a strong team. There has been absolutely no rotation there. Wow, fair play. Okay, who else plays? Oh, Stacks on the bench again. Okay, that's good to know, yeah. It's not looking good, Brev. I'm going to have to sell him for my bench boost. Rodon starts. Perry in goal. Biol. Calvert-Lewin. Yeah, Stack on the bench again. Palace. Do Palace not play at 3? Maybe their lineup's not out yet. Fulham. Does Anderson start? Yes, Anderson, the boy, starts. Raul Jimenez starts. He said Raul Jimenez was a major doubt. He's either lying or he's had a miraculous recovery. King starts if you've got King.
No way BL's starting now.
I know. So funny.
No flipping way is BL now starting.
Wait, did Crystal Palace not play at 3, or is my thing just lagging out? Dalot, Delict, Fernandez, Cunha, and Burma, Shaw, Sesko. Good team. Very nice team. I'm on board with that. Brighton. Lots of games at 3, isn't there? Brighton. Minter starts again. Welbeck, of course. Mr. Van Hecker, Verbruggen. Yeah, I think as we expect. Palace just... Have they forgot to tweet their team? Oh, here we go. Richards, Munoz, Lequargay, Mateta, Sarr. Crystal Palace are the most predictable team in the world. They really are, aren't they? I don't think Everton Sunderland's now, is it? It's Monday. Yeah, it's Monday. Newcastle. You can have a look at Newcastle. So Anderson and Richards start. I'm buzzing about that. Very happy. Oh, they're not. No, they're tomorrow. Newcastle, I think. I think that's all of the games we looked at, is it? Shall I just go on to official FPL? They'll normally retweet all of the lineups that we've missed. I honestly have no idea who's playing when. Oh, Brentford. Yep. Nothing that surprising there. Arsenal we already looked at. Everyone starts. Where's Foster? Is he still... Okay. Wolves, Strand Larson. Yeah. Looks standard. Fulham, Anderson starts, King starts, Raul starts. We saw Leeds, Brighton United, Forest. No Chris Wood. Milenkovic and Doyd, Douglas Luiz, Gibbs White, Anderson. Okay. Right, guys. I love you all very much, but I think I'm going to call it there. I'm surprised I even managed to get through the stream feeling the way I did, but it was wonderful as always. As I said, if you want some more content today, please do go check out my channel. Like those of you that are still sticking around now, I really appreciate it. It supports me a lot. It's a new channel. There's geography, there's GeoGuess. So if people are like, oh, we want GeoGuess content, I uploaded a video this morning, actually. Only a few hours ago, there was a GeoGuessr video. So if you want some of that content, please feel free to check it out. Make sure to subscribe as well. I really appreciate it. Have a great weekend, and I will be back tomorrow for a transfer plans video. Bye, guys.